Well, we are getting geared up for a big weekend of football. That's right. Tomorrow, in fact, Texas A&M Aggies head to Miami to take on the Hurricanes. It all starts here on your home for Aggie football. Kickoff is at 1:30. UTSA Roadrunners welcome in Texas State into the Alamo Dome. A 2:30 kick there. And the Texas Longhorns on the road to take on Alabama. 6 o'clock kickoff.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. It is a football Friday, our first full weekend of high school football, college football, and the National Football League.
Great games on tap for tomorrow for sure. Great game out here tonight that you'll be calling here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, you and Rudy J. So, Jason, this is what I was talking about last week. If you weren't with us last week,
shame on you.
Yeah, well, of course. But, I mean, we're back out here at a football stadium, and it just, like, pops, like, bam.
It moves fast. And, again, I know I'm weird this way. I love the fact that I get to this stadium at noon. We go on the air at 2. I'll walk out of here 10, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's nothing quite like being the only person in a football stadium. the solace. You just look at on the field when you get here, there's nobody here. I mean, I didn't see a guy, a construction guy, nobody's in this building. And you just look out at that football field and it's just peaceful. And you know what? It's going to be chaotic a little bit later tonight. I love that. My office view today is the 45-yard line as I look straight down the line.
Oh, man. I tell you, it's just this is one of the coolest stadiums, too, Comalander Stadium. And it's just, I mean, you can see forever up here in the press box. It's a beautiful day. I guess it's hot outside.
It might be. That's the one thing I always forget. Rudy J reminded me last week. It gets really cold in this press box. You should bring a light jacket or a long sleeve shirt or something, but we tough through it because we know we got to battle the freezing temperatures inside while everybody outside is battling the heat. So we're with you. Well, that's just different kinds of weather.
That's the way it should be. I mean, they're kids, right? They can
handle it.
I'm
just thinking about the parents in the stands.
Oh, well, they're parents, so you got to do what you got to do, right? I mean, what are you going to do?
Reagan and Clark, our game tonight. Pre-game at 7, kickoff at 7:30. If you didn't catch the news, a lot of kickoffs were at 7. And then all of a sudden, something happened this week, and they decided, well, you know what, let's make kickoff at 7:30.
They're thinking it's going to be cooler at 7:30. And technically, I guess maybe it is.
Well, but also, I mean, this is 7:30 kickoffs for the rest of the season. I saw your boy Vinny Vancetta over at Ken's 5 just screaming mad on Twitter, or X or whatever we're calling it now. I got called out today for saying Twitter instead of X.
Who called you out?
I don't know, some knucklehead, because, I was talking about Kadarius Toney dropping 3 passes last night, and he dropped Twitter today, and he was like, you still call it Twitter. Well, yeah, I forgot they changed its name. X.
It just doesn't make any sense. X. Especially when you say, I tweeted you or
I X'd you.
That sounds violent.
Yeah, I mean, hit me up on X.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm just not there yet. I'm still Twitter.
I'm still Twitter too, and I'm going to say it, and I don't really care what
the Twitter, the X. Well, and it's funny. Did you hear Chris Russo, Mad Dog Russo, earlier today?
I did not.
Pledge, if you could find it, we'll play it a little bit later in the show. But I'm listening to Russo go off on YouTube TV now, controlling the NFL Sunday deal. And he's like, I'm not changing my lifestyle. I'll read a book instead. I've got and I'm thinking, God, you sound so old. And then I realized, dude, I'm 50 now. Like, I qualify for AARP, and last couple days, I've been trying to figure out, all right, how am I going to set up the extra TV with the YouTube thing that I bought? Because I still have DirecTV. And going through my emails to remember what my login is for the YouTube TV so I don't have to mess with it on Sunday. And here I'm listening to Russo like, dude, you couldn't sound older. And then I realized, that's me, man. I'm there. I'm stressed over how I've got to switch things up to be able to watch the Seahawks on Sunday for my wife.
Well, here's the problem. If somebody ever breaks into my house, they would have every password there is because I have to write them down. Either that or they're on my phone, right? And they're there. So, but just so happens that I know YouTube because I have to do it from time to time. If the internet ever goes out, you have to log back into that thing. So that one I know. Some of them I know. But, yeah, it's just a pain that everything now requires a password. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it drives me nuts. I mean, see, I sound old too, but I mean, by the time you just turn on the TV and bam, you watch it.
Well, there are times we all sound old. There are times where you kind of go through, I don't know what we all deal with the frustrations. Even the people that are technically savvy deal with it too. And every time my mom calls about her printer, which we got her a new printer and the calls have stopped.
Well, that was nice.
At least with that, right? But
that was nice of you.
It's just I get it. But I was listening to Russo and then I was thinking, oh man, and then I thought, man, that's me. That is going to be me this weekend. Because I know that I want to try to get it done. I don't know. I was going to say either late tonight when I get home after the game. That probably is not going to happen. I'll probably end up somewhere. And tomorrow, the UTSA game, I don't know how early I'm going to go, but earlier than what I was planning on going. And
which is dangerous.
Which is dangerous because, then I've got, the Saturday night, this Texas-Alabama after UTSA beats the hell out of your Texas State Bobcats. It's like, when am I going to get this done before kickoff on Sunday at noon? And if I have any issues, I'd like to get in there and get it all set up, and I just haven't done it. And I know
get your butt up early on Sunday morning and do it.
Well, you know what my Saturday is going to be, so realistically, that isn't there. But what I'm worried about is looking like Tim Spence trying to set up cameras yesterday at the Roo Pub. Then the man got all frustrated and left. He just packed his stuff and left.
Well, that's going to be you, and you're going to end up at the Roo Pub on Sunday watching all your football games.
Yep.
Because I saw yesterday a big old sign outside of the Roo Pub. They've got DirecTV. So any game you want to see, you go out there and you can see it. So that's what you're going to end up doing. Well, see, come about 11:45 minutes, going to hop in the car, head to the Roo Pub.
See, but I and not that the Roo Pub sign would be wrong, but the DirecTV people can't get every game anymore. That's what YouTube bought. Now, DirecTV customers will still have access to the red zone, but like my wife is from Seattle, saw her get dressed today wearing a Seahawks shirt to go to work. And,
right.
And the rule in our house has always been, if the Cowboys aren't on and the Seahawks are, we watch the Seahawks game. And they have a pretty good game. I think they're taking on the Rams.
They are.
And so and we bought the damn YouTube thing so we can still have access to the Seahawks game if it's not on one of the either KBB or Ken's 5.
You're a hell of a guy to buy the YouTube, spend, $1 million on DirecTV just for your wife so she can watch the Seahawks. You're a hell of a guy.
I am a hell of a guy. I hope she appreciates that. But even the $300 that I spent for that YouTube thing, when I was mad at DirecTV and threatening to cancel to go all in with YouTube, they discounted it so much. That $300 is a wash. In fact, I'm going to make more money with that thing. So it's not costing me technically anything.
Well, good.
So I'm good with that.
You're okay with that.
At least that's the way I'm looking at it. It's kind of like when I won $400 in Vegas this weekend. Well, how much did you spend to win that $400? I don't want to talk about that.
Don't talk about that.
I don't talk about the losses.
No, that's
just
a rule.
The wins.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
Never talk about that. So, well, it's going to be an interesting weekend for you, and I'm glad that you're going to work. I'm not. I'm just going to chill because I don't have that, and I really don't need it because I certainly don't have to watch the Seahawks game. and I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, Seahawks Rams could be a pretty good game.
Well, it might be
but
great,
I'll have the red zone. I'll have everything going on. I mean, you know, and the best part of this whole thing is my wife is allowing me to put up another television in the living room.
She's allowing you.
She's allowing.
Nice.
I mean, because I've got an 80-inch television. What I've wanted to do forever is put 2 like 40-inch TVs above that, and she's always said no to that.
Right.
But with this thing, I'm allowed to sneak in another television, so it's just going to leave there, and eventually it's just going to hang on the wall. She's just going to come home one day, and I'll probably get it a twin. Ultimately, I'm getting what I've wanted since we moved into that house 3 years ago. It's just a different route to get there. You know, when your GPS gives you the fastest route or the one that could take you 3 days to get there. I'm on that route right now, and I say things like she's allowing me because
she's listening.
Well, and I'm a happily married man, and all you guys that are going to give me crap for that, you know damn well what I'm saying.
She's listening. Yes, that's the way it is. I see how it is. Yeah, either way, it's going to be a great weekend because, I mean, there's so many good football games. Tomorrow, we mentioned UTSA and Texas State, which, by the way, I have caused the fur to ruffle with some Texas State people up there. I made a comment this morning. It was on with Rob Thompson this morning on R&R in the morning, which was a lot of fun, by the way. I got to talk to Mike McCarthy, and we'll hear from him coming up here in just a little bit. But we were talking UTSA and Texas State. And I just, Rob was like, are you excited that Texas State is, they won and they're back? I was like, I went to Southwest Texas State a long time ago, and I'm happy that they won a game. They beat Baylor. That's awesome. But I said, I really spend more time around UTSA, and so I really would like to see them do well. And man, I just get hit all over the place. I got 2 words for him. And it's got a guy standing there giving me a couple of birds.
Really? Birds up.
Birds. Yeah,
birds
up, right?
Yeah.
And they go, it just continues on. It's like, where's your loyalty?
Yeah, where's your loyalty? You're
all of this stuff. And another dude with a hashtag, we don't need him. I mean, that's just going after me.
Well, I mean, first off, in your defense, you were up at dark 30.
It sure was.
It's hard to make sense that early in the morning. And if you listen to Rob and Rudy, you understand what I'm saying there.
Sure.
So, but you got up, you filled in for Rudy. You did the morning show, so you got up at 4?
Maybe a little before that.
A little before that.
Well, just because.
So you got up to pee and then go back to bed.
No, it's not that. It's just when you're afraid, and I had 2 alarms set.
So
only
2?
When you're afraid that, you're going to miss the alarm, I think your body just wakes you up. So I woke up probably about 3:50.
Okay.
So, and
there's nothing worse than waking up 10 minutes before the alarm
goes
off.
Right. But so instead of laying there and going back to sleep, I got up.
Minutes.
So, but look, I was perfectly awake, sober, thinking straight, all of those things when I said what I said, and I stand by it. So birds right back at you.
So you're a Southwest Texas State graduate.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying
you're an alum. Do you write them a check?
No.
Your daughter went to UTSA.
Uh-huh.
You wrote big checks to UTSA.
I did, yes.
I got you.
So I'm just, it's not that I wish.
Are you going to go to the game on Saturday with like a UTSA shirt and a Southwest Texas State hat?
No.
A Texas State hat?
No.
Now, if G.J. Kinney gave you one of those hats that say "Take Back Texas" or "Take Texas Back," whatever their slogan is, that's a badass looking hat.
I haven't seen it.
That's a cool looking hat. I want one. I want one of those.
I'd probably wear it, but it's like
you'd probably wear it. It'd be free. Of course, you'd wear it.
It's just Texas State has been so bad for so long, and not that that's
just
the
be
problem.
Happy for him.
I am happy for him.
Just be nice.
I'm happy for him. I didn't fire the first shots.
It sounded like you did when you said you didn't give a damn about him, and that's why the shots are coming back at you.
Apparently,
you're a bad alumni, Joe Reinagle.
Apparently. Our signal reaches into San Marcos.
What do you mean, apparently? We've been blowing into San Marcos for over a year and passed San Marcos up into Austin.
Ever
since we moved to 94.1 FM.
Well, I am happy. So, Bobcats, I'm happy for you. But you know what?
You'll root for them every week but this one?
Well, no, it's not even that.
You don't root for them ever? They're not going to invite you to the class reunion. Well, Don Coryell is going to send you a big old check request.
Now,
Don Coryell's the athletic director.
Dude, let me tell you something. I used to get those things in the mail, right, where they won money, and I never sent it to them. But hey, I deal. It's kind of like the Cowboys. You know what I say? It's, I cover the I know more about the Dallas Cowboys than any other team in the NFL. It is the same with UTSA. So I follow them. I know Jeff Traylor well. Lisa Campos, know her well. And we all do. We all know everybody over there. And so, they're nice folks. I'm GJ Kinney. I love GJ Kinney.
You don't even know GJ Kinney.
I don't know him that well.
If GJ Kinney walked in here right now, you wouldn't know who he was.
I would know who he was.
You wouldn't know who he was.
Sure,
you would think it was some guy offering to get you some water.
No.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he would do that.
He actually probably would. Hey, anybody need water in here?
He might. I wish them all the best.
Except tomorrow.
But I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, because all of you guys that are throwing me the bird have been silent for the last 20 years.
It's not that they've been silent. They just haven't been spending money on tickets.
Silent. They didn't spend tickets when I was there.
Dude,
nobody went to the football games.
When were you actually there?
Oh, God, mid-'80s.
So that was when Jim Wacker was winning national championships.
No, Wacker was gone, I think. Wacker's last championship was in 81.
Yeah. You weren't there?
Not in 81, no.
All right. You sure?
I think so. That's a long time ago, dude.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Cowboys open up the season Sunday. We got a good taste of NFL action last night with the Detroit Lions upsetting, Mike Tirico says, give it an asterisk, though, the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll get into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Giants at 6 p.m.
Prescott with a quarterback option, running to the right, spilled, head over heels, into the end zone, touchdown Prescott.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mothers, Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, has been making beer in America for 6 generations. And for nearly 200 years, we've been all about bringing the good times. By hand, by foot, by bike, by bikers, by fanny pack or jetpack, by whatever means necessary. With Yuengling Traditional Lager, good times taste even better. Yuengling, bring the goods.
Drink responsibly.
It's raining in Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio. Celebrating their 30th year, our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You've probably heard me talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time now. Summer is here, and that means long, hot days for everyone and everything, including your roof. Did you know our hot Texas sun pounding down on your roof can degrade and age your roof? You need a reliable roofer, and that is Stevens Roofing. They're online at stevensroofing.net, or you can give them a call at 210-785-0994. That's Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994.
SA Card House is the premier card house in San Antonio. You can check it all out at sacardhouse.com. Full bar, full restaurant attached, Foster's Bar and Grill. One of the best old-fashioned you're going to get. 3-4 top-level chefs. The best bread pudding that you ever have in your life. I've had just about everything on the menu. And also, for the beginners like myself, they got the free roll on Monday nights, only $35. You play pretty good, guess what? You'll last a little bit longer than I do. But for my pros out there, the 6-year anniversary for SA SA Card House. And going on now through September 30th, they're going to do 16 hot seat drawings daily from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. and 1 ticket for every 50 hours of play or a chance to win a Dodge Ram or a 2023 Dodge Challenger SXT. That's right, over 270,000 in prizes. Check it all out for yourself at sacardhouse.com. That's SA Card House, 281 and Bitters.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. PG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download and you get real cashback. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Monday on R&R in the morning, Rudy returns, and it's a film don't lie kind of day. We're looking back at the Dallas Cowboy game. How'd it go? What do we expect next week? Longhorns, Aggies, everything that went down. Of course, we will have it on R&R in the morning. Now back to the Blitz, sitting comfortably in Comalander Stadium. Friday Night Lights, Jason Minix and Kevin Brock. Did I fall back into a time machine?
Yeah, apparently you did, because it's Rudy J tonight, Rob, not Kevin Brock. Hey, Rudy took the morning off. He's still coming to work at the football game tonight. Got Reagan and Clark.
Awesome. Where the hell would Rob get that? And I just saw him like 3 hours ago.
Well, see, Rob, by the time we get to Friday and all of his morning wake-up calls, they all kind of run together.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know Kevin Brock was in the building earlier today.
Yeah.
So I think maybe Rob saw Kevin Brock and was thinking, well, Rudy's out. Maybe Rudy isn't doing the game. And Kevin was there to pick up a roster, because I put together these very detailed game notes.
Right.
And maybe he thought Brock was there picking that up. Who knows?
Who knows what Rob thinks?
It's never good to get inside the head of Rob Thompson.
No, it's really not.
It really isn't.
It's really not. I tried this morning, but
yeah.
Then it turned to 6:10. So it was like, I gave him 10 minutes.
Oh, I turned to 6:10. I was
6:10 in the morning, a.m.
Yeah.
Not
yeah. I'm with you. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On Twitter, X, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix. You can dial up or text 210-656-ESPN. If you're watching on YouTube, I don't know what the hell you're seeing right now, because our internet here, our Wi-Fi, for whatever reason, isn't allowing us to stream. So I think you just get a big old logo. You can comment there, but Pledge is the only one that's going to see it.
Well, I got it up right now.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Yours is finally.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's there. Which one are you on? Are you on 8 or 10?
I think 8.
All right, let me try that one. We'll keep trying.
Look, I see Pledge.
You see Pledge.
Look, technology is great. Hello, everybody.
Technology is great until it's not.
Until it doesn't work.
And that's, life. Last night, Detroit gets a win. It was just great to watch NFL football. And for a first game,
it was a great game.
It was a pretty clean game when it comes to penalties. There were a couple of turnovers in there. Kadarius Toney, he dropped Twitter today because he dropped everything else last night and was just getting torched on the X. So, I mean, expectations are what they are. So you think about Sunday night's game with the Cowboys and the Giants. I mean, that game was 21-20. Now, Detroit had the defensive touchdown. Detroit was really good early and really good late, but in the middle, they looked like they were stuck in mud. Yet they still got a way to get a win.
I tell you what, and the announcing last night was just awful. It was atrocious.
Are you talking about Tirico or Collinsworth?
Well, Collinsworth more so than Tirico. He's like nails on a chalkboard, but I digress.
You're not a fan.
No, I am not. And last night reinforced it big time. And then you see his goofy kid on the sideline with that little mustache that he's got going on there, and you just want to ring his.
You just hate all Collinsworth.
Well, apparently, yeah.
Yes.
It's not good. They probably don't like me either, so that's okay. Where the hell was I going with this?
Who the hell knows?
What? Look, Kadarius Toney cost the Chiefs that ball game. And I'm happy for Detroit, happy that they won that game. That's great. I'm glad that the hype is there. They certainly played well. Whether they'd have lost that game or not, or won it, whatever, didn't matter. They're for real. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with, I think, in the NFC. I think they've got it all. They've got a good running game. Jared Goff does enough to get it done. He plays clean football. And so that's a good thing. They've got Porter kid at tight end, who I think, my goodness,
he looked
good. Yeah, he's a real deal. So they drafted him early on, but Detroit's going to be a force to be reckoned with. But let's get it right. Kansas City wins that football game, if not for Kadarius Toney. Patrick Mahomes did everything he could possibly humanly do to carry that football team, and Kadarius Toney just simply dropped them.
Yeah, literally. I mean, the pick six just reminded me of Noah Brown.
Yeah.
Now, last year that was Dak's fault. None of that wasn't Patrick Mahomes' fault last night. But you're right, he did everything he could. But I don't understand what the great Andy Reid was thinking late. You got 2 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock. You got all three of your timeouts, and you go for it on 4th and 25. Even at 4th and 20, to even think about going. Simple field position football. You punt the ball. You use your timeouts. If you get the stop and they punt the ball, you're in good field position. Maybe you need maximum of 30 yards to be in field goal range to win the game. By going forward at midfield, if you would have gotten the stop and they punted, now you've got to go 50, 60 yards. It made no sense what Andy Reid was doing last night.
Well, the great Chris Collinsworth explained it all, Jason. You must not have been listening at that point in time. He said you only go for this if you have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback.
Well, that's brilliant and stupid at the same time, because I still like my defense. But you punt the ball there. I know it's 4th and 25 and you got Patrick Mahomes, and that gives you some confidence that maybe you shouldn't have. But simple football, at that point, you play the field position game, don't you?
Of course you do. You punt the football there. I was shocked because, in essence, he had 4 timeouts with the 2-minute warning and then 3 others. So he had plenty of time to get the football back. And the defense played well. I think maybe the biggest loser last night was Chris Jones. That defense played pretty well without him.
They did. Were those his agents that he were sitting with?
I believe they were, and they were up in a suite, and he just wanted to see the banner drop. He wasn't there for any other reason. But he may have been the biggest loser last night, because Travis Kelce was missed. That's obvious.
Yeah.
And I think Travis Kelce being on the field makes even those young receivers that much better. Kadarius Toney, you got to figure he's not going to drop everything, is he?
No, and look, he helped them win a Super Bowl last year. He's better than what he saw last night. But you're right. I mean, he was as bad as Chris Collinsworth last night on the broadcast. You could have done what I did and put on 94.1 and listen to Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner. I just wanted to hear how it sounded. Kevin Harlan on 94.1 FM, the big FM.
Yeah.
Man, it sounded so good.
I bet it did.
It sounded so
now,
good.
How close were they synced up as to plays and calling it?
There was, probably about a 3 or 4 second delay,
Okay.
and then you pause the TV and start it and to get on track.
It's a lot of work, Jason.
It really isn't.
No?
It's not hard to sync up your TV and your radio. I know a lot of people that do that with, like, the voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco.
Yeah.
They would rather hear Andrew's call than whatever the TV broadcaster as assigned is doing.
Well, I'm going to do that next time because Collinsworth, he's tough to listen to. Fortunately, on Sunday night, we'll have the great Brad Sham. So right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. So I'll be able to do that Sunday night. Collinsworth, I'm sorry, he's just hard to take, but I haven't been a fan of that guy for a long time.
No, not a fan. Fan of taking calls at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Corey, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Yeah, so here's what Andy Reid was doing last night. Remember, he's a Super Bowl champion. Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL. So here's what they were doing. They were seeing what they had, running that 2-minute drill or trying to, even going forward on 4th and 25. They were seeing what they have, trying to give this team without their arguably two of their three best players, to see what they had and what they could do long term. First game of the season, no one really cares about this, but Andy Reid was checking it out. Number two, they were making an amazing first game the NFL season because all of our hearts were like, what the crap are they doing on 4th and 20 and then 4th and 25 going for it? Exciting Thursday night football.
It was, Corey, and I'm glad you're drinking the Kool-Aid and following the script.
Boy, I tell you what,
he knows what he has, and that 4th down play, 4th and 25.
So that's almost as out there as you saying the Cowboys traded for Trey Lance to give him intel on San Francisco.
Well, but they did.
So the only reason Andy Reid, he just blew the game with 2 minutes to play so he could see what he's got. Nobody cares about that first game anyway. Is that what I just heard?
That's what you just
That's
heard.
what I just heard.
Actually,
Thanks for the call, though.
It's happy hour.
It
it is a
be.
Friday.
Holy
It
cow.
is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here's what's on tap this weekend on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday, it's the Aggies in Miami at 1:30. On Sunday, it's the Niners and Steelers at 11:30, followed by the Cowboys and Giants at 6 p.m. That's the Aggies Miami Saturday at 1:30, Niners Steelers Sunday at 11:30, and the Cowboys Giants Sunday at 6 p.m. That's what's on tap this weekend on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Douglas is a real Prevagen user and paid testimonialist.
My name is Douglas. I'm 79 and I live in Chicago. I'm a writer, director. I used to be a marathon runner. Now I'm a walker. And the kind of work that I do, you are surrounded by people who are all younger than you. Memory became a factor. As everyone gets older, where did I put my keys? But I had to get help to stay competitive. I happened across Prevagen and I started taking it. I saw myself having an improved memory, which at the same time, I felt better about myself. I could not be doing what I'm doing today had it not been for Prevagen.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life. Prevagen is available in stores everywhere. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who were cognitively normal or mildly impaired.
These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Happy hour is back at Twin Peaks. Get up here Monday through Friday from 2 to 7 and score some sweet deals like $1 off all wine, liquor, and cheap shots. Freezing 29-degree cold draft brews and select apps for $2, $4, and $6. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, and scenic views.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Football Friday. Glad to have you listening on 94.1 FM. Maybe you're listening online at sasportstar.com.
Thank you for that.
Maybe you're watching on YouTube.
Thank you for that.
Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. And we finally figured out our internet issues here.
Apparently so. We didn't do anything.
Well,
it just started working.
Yeah, exactly. You would think a phone call to grumpy ass Greg Shelton would help, but actually it might have. Thank you, Greg.
I was just reading this on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. I mean, well, let me read it to you so we can discuss. Are you reading this? What's more likely, Andy Reid testing out Tony, Rice, and Moore, or that the best coach and the best quarterback in the league cared so much about the Lions game that they actually thought?
Yeah, and then his train of thought went bye-bye.
Yeah.
Look, it was a bad decision by Andy Reid. He might have thought 4th and 25 was a way to win. Clearly, Andy Reid thought they had something dialed up where they might be able to get something open. The one thing with Patrick Mahomes, he can keep a play alive. And we know he can throw great passes. He can throw passes downfield. That was a dumb decision on his part. I think what he was worried about is what ultimately happened. That his defense without Chris Jones was not going to get a stop, and they weren't going to get the ball back. So I better go for it on 4th and 25 because we aren't going to be able to stop these guys. And they didn't.
Well, I don't get it. I thought the defense played well.
The defense did play well. But in that fourth quarter, that last drive where they went down and took the lead, they were getting it in chunk yardage. And the Gibbs guy was getting some chunk yardage. The only reason, logically, that Andy Reid goes for it on 4th and 25 is he did not think his defense would get a stop and they would not get the ball back.
Well, maybe they were running the same play or wanted to run the same play as they did on 3rd down when the ball was dropped by Kadarius Toney. That would have been a first down and probably would have ended up in a game-winning drive. I mean, I would assume that. So if he's running the same play, and he had 2 receivers in the same place, if you remember on 4th down, I just don't know. I just think why not punt it away, let your defense go out there. You've got, in essence, 4 timeouts and try to hold them.
That would have been the logical thing. And since he didn't do that, the only logical explanation is he didn't think his defense would get a stop. He would never say that. He would never say, I have zero belief in my defense to get a stop. But that's the only reason why you go for it there on 4th and 25 is you thought your best chance was to convert 4th and forever versus your defense getting a 3 and out and making Detroit punt it. And the way Dan Campbell was playing that game, if it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2, hell, they might have gone.
But I don't. It's hard to say. At that point in time in the game, when all Kansas City needed was a field goal, they might not have. But I see where you're going with that. I just think that the odds, and if he's got that much lack of confidence in that defense,
maybe his punter had diarrhea and couldn't go out there and kick. I mean, none of it makes any sense, does it? And look at how we are reacting to Andy Reid. Wait till Sunday night, and we get the Dallas Cowboys to talk about all next week, starting early Monday morning. Now, Rob and Rudy, Rob and Joe, because Joe was on R&R this morning in for Rudy. Jay, you had Mike McCarthy on this morning.
Yes.
Mike McCarthy joins R&R every Friday morning, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. And you think about Mike McCarthy, he knows that this offense, no preseason action, no joint practices, and you're going against a Wink Martindale defense. It's going to be a tough challenge.
I think the biggest thing is, and it's what they want you to think is, you worry about the pressure.
Right.
When guys break the norm as far as statistics of more pressure than not, it obviously creates more work for the offense because you have to be on top of your P's and Q's. So just from that part of it, the fact that he makes you work harder because there's more is obviously a benefit of that scheme, especially when you're sitting there looking at the whole year of it. So, but this is one game. It'll be one game plan, and it definitely, the chess match goes on throughout the week. But come Sunday, we need to just go cut it loose and play our game.
Cut it loose and play our game. I love that. He was very matter of fact today, and I say that in a complimentary way. It was like he's ready for this game, and it's funny because I had asked him the question earlier about is it just ready to go? And he says, no, I got a lot of stuff left to do.
Well, you do. I mean, because not only is he the head coach, but he's also preparing for the week as the play caller.
Growth of the quarterback room, right? That's really all part of our method. Yeah, no, it's a bit of a challenge, no question. It's I'm definitely loving it, but this week's always hard because you have so much time to prepare for the first game, and your bye week is really kind of botched up with the 53 and so forth. So I'm such a big proponent of rhythm and flow and things, because I think it just really helps the team they're in their preparation, get ready each week. So those are the things I kind of focus on. But like I said, I feel really good about where they're at. I just can't wait to I'm done talking about it. And I think Mike McCarthy's done talking about it. He's been talking about it now for the last 5-6 weeks with training camp and everything else, and getting in who's going here and who's doing what. It's time to see what they've done in camp. Did it pay off that they didn't have preseason games? Will that cause some rust early in that game? I mean, who knows? Jared Goff last night, he didn't play any preseason games. Looked a little rusty, but just for that one series, and then he was just fine after that.
It's interesting because we'll all overreact to one game. That's what we do. And we do it,
of course,
17 times during the season, and even more so in the playoffs. And you're right. You think about some of the things that we have talked about with the Dallas Cowboys. Go all the way back to January when Kellen Moore was let go and Mike McCarthy was named the play caller. Well, they do have an offensive coordinator, but Mike McCarthy is calling plays. And when I was listening to Mike McCarthy live on R&R this morning, he gave an answer to a question you guys had that I thought was pretty fascinating about calling plays for players, not the plays.
I think like everybody that's called plays in this league, you have a pattern, and I'll look at how you want your team to play. So but I've always just really focused on the scheme per player. Think of players, not of plays, mindset, and it has served me well throughout my play calling career. So, I think the biggest thing is our players have done a tremendous job in the off season and training camp preparing for this to give us the opportunity to play like this too. So, but we want to be aggressive. We want to go in there and attack. We don't want to be up there sparring for the first quarter and play that kind of game. So, and I think that it shows the way we play really in all three phases. Our defense is probably a step ahead of us, as far as that approach and mindset, as far as what we've seen on the practice field. So, but yeah, it's all part of the complementary football formula.
I love that answer, Jason, and it makes so much sense. Instead of just calling a play, and I'm going to keep it real simple for everybody, run out 10 yards and go left to the mailbox, right? I mean, that's a play. So instead of doing that, look, I got Tony Pollard here. I've got, CeeDee Lamb on the other side. I'm going to call this play for CeeDee Lamb. He's going to do this because that's what he does well. Tony Pollard's out in the flat because that's what he does well. That's kind of how I thought he made it. And it seems to me, just by listening to that soundbite, that's how he designs plays with those players in mind. The next play may be completely different depending on the personnel that he's got on the field.
It's always interesting when you look at the term game manager is kind of looked as a bad thing, and it really isn't.
No.
System player, kind of a bad thing, but it really isn't. The reality is if you've got a coach, look at like a Greg Popovich in basketball. How many times he has changed the way the Spurs look over years based on the players that he has on the roster, as opposed to trying to, all right, well, we got all these players, but this is the way we do it. If you've been watching Winning Time on HBO and you think about, they've got a Magic Johnson all of a sudden, how are they going to use him? Well, you can't use him the way you would traditionally because he can do things. And so you're playing and calling plays to the strengths of your players. I'm guessing a lot of that, too, will start with the offensive line. If a Tyron Smith can't play, if a Tyler Smith can't play on Sunday, the play calling is going to be very much adjusted to the strengths of whoever is in on the offensive line.
That could change everything, too.
Yes.
If you're talking about it, it looks to me, Tyron Smith was limited in practice yesterday. I would assume Tyron is going to play. That would be my thought process. Tyler Smith hasn't practiced all week. Will that be a factor? McCarthy told us that, look, they just have to practice tomorrow and they'll be okay, or walk through or whatever it is that they're going to do. So there's still an opportunity for both of those guys. But if I was concerned about anybody at this point in time, it would be Tyler and not Tyron.
Very much. And again, then you look at the running back position. You know, you talk about playing to a player's strength. Stephen Jones was on 105.3 The Fan today. And, Joe, we're only doing this just to put a smile on your face because you got up at 3-something this morning.
Thank you, Jason.
Offensive packages, obviously short packages for Deuce Vaughn.
I think you'll see some things that I think make it more Dak friendly in terms of what they're encouraging Dak to do. You know, sometimes the best thing to do, my son taught me this term, is just take the profit and don't necessarily try to go for the big jackpot. Is sometimes the best play you can make is the check down that gets you 6, 7, 8 yards and keep moving the football. And I think Mike and Coach Shoddy have built that in to the offense. So, that if, Dak's not comfortable fitting it in a tight window in some cases, sometimes it is the best thing to do is just a check down, get some yards, and play for the next down. But overall, I just think, you'll see a lot of things that are, that are similar, and then you'll see some wrinkles that are different. And then, the bigger thing, too, is just utilizing the personnel. I mean, you look at a guy like a Cook, really brings, a dimension of taking the top off, and what he can do for Dak in this offense, I think can be special. And then I think Mike and Shoddy just watching, throughout training camp and on into the preseason, the packages that might come with a Deuce Vaughn or a Turpin. I think they want to utilize all the guys who are dressed. So I'm excited to see it play out, and I know our fans are ready to see it, but we really like this football team and ready to go to work.
I'm not going to rub it in. I mean, that's Stephen Jones, right?
He didn't use the term gadget.
There will be some packages for one Deuce Vaughn, and that's exactly what they should do. This kid last night, this Jamar Gibbs, was sensational. That's how they used him. That's how Detroit used him last night in those kind of plays to get him out in space. And I think it's genius. And I think Deuce Vaughn in that similar role for this Cowboys football team. But just it kills me when people, well, he's the second string guy and he's going to run, right up the gut, 10, 15 times a game. It ain't happening.
And who has actually said that?
I've heard people
Nobody has said that.
Yes, I've heard people say that.
Nobody has said that except for the.
Remember what he did at Kansas State?
I think sometimes you got the one on this shoulder, the one on the left shoulder, and the one on the right shoulder, and you come up with these arguments that nobody has ever had.
Remember what he did at Kansas State, Joe.
Nobody has ever said he's going to get 15 carries a game or that he's RB2. I've not heard that from anybody, and certainly that hasn't come out of my mouth.
As Steven just said, he's a gadget guy.
He did not say gadget guy.
There's going to be
packages
for
Deuce
Deuce
the term gadget.
There's going to be packages for Deuce, meaning he's a gadget guy. Means the same thing.
Oh, really?
So, exactly. That's what Steven meant to say.
He
didn't want to hurt Deuce's feelings.
So when Hendershot's in the game, he's a gadget guy because there's a package for him.
No, because it's probably a running play, right? If Hendershot's in the game, they got 2 tight ends in there. Packages, means get Deuce out in space.
We will see. Cowboys, Giants, Sunday night. Listen to it here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, beginning at 6 o'clock with the pregame show at Cowboys football here on 94.1, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, Ewald Kubota, and the law office of Jesse Hernandez. Coming up at 3:15, we'll talk Aggie football. Andrew Monaco, somewhere on a beach right now in Miami. Hopefully he'll towel off and get close to a phone with good reception. Andrew Monaco at 3:15. We'll also make our picks on the season on who's going to the playoffs, who's winning the NFC East, the AFC East. We'll do all of that because it's in the talk show host manual.
Yes,
it's a requirement.
it is.
So we will get that done today. It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Giants at 6 p.m.
Prescott with a quarterback option, running to the right, spilled, head over heels, into the end zone, touchdown Prescott.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Staples has big savings on everything for school or the office. Save on school essentials like notebooks, pens, and crayons. In stock and backed by Staples Price Match Guarantee. Save on signs, banners, and posters from Staples Print and Marketing Services. And now save even more with $10 off document printing when you spend $40 or more. Get everything for the office and classroom for less at Staples. Ends 9/30. Exclusions and restrictions apply. See associate or visit staples.com/print for details. Price Match Guarantee and store only. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
If you love football, come to the San Antonio Quarterback Club every Tuesday for featured guest speakers, great food, and football talk. The San Antonio Quarterback Club is a proud supporter of Gridiron Heroes Spinal Cord Injury Foundation, and they're proud to be one of the oldest quarterback clubs in the country. The first meeting of the season will feature trailer on September 12th at the race facility. To learn more or sign up, go to saqbclub.com and support the San Antonio Quarterback Club.
Tour a Meritage home to start living the dream of owning a new home. Each Meritage home is built with the energy and money-saving features like spray foam insulation and high-performance air filtration. Check out any of our communities across the San Antonio metro area and find the perfect fit to start a life built better. Go to meritagehomes.com/San Antonio to learn more and to schedule a private or virtual appointment today. That's meritagehomes.com/San Antonio. Actual energy savings and performance may vary. Meritage Homes is an equal housing opportunity builder.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the H-E-B in McCreeless Market, located at 4100 South New Braunfels Avenue in San Antonio from 9 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturday, September 23rd. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by H-E-B.
If you're hit by a car, truck, or commercial vehicle, you need help with vehicle repairs, car rental, medical care, Davis Law Firm can help get your life back on track. For over 25 years, we have secured important verdicts and settlements for our clients, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car or truck wreck or hit by a commercial vehicle, call the Fours right now. Call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio. Celebrating their 30th year, our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is offering a 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets.
It's called Bet Protect, the perfect offer for crazy plays, like the famous butt fumble. It's the GOAT of embarrassing plays.
Really, remember when you bet me you could do a live show with a GOAT as your co-host, and he face-kicked you?
Thankfully, I didn't take the under on that one.
Anyway, folks, get Bet Protect today. The industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Your home for the Blitz, 2 to 6 on YouTube, SASportsStar.com. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Fullersville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
It has been announced that Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow will start Game 1 against the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. Of course, he was just made the highest player in NFL history with a 5-year, $275 million extension. College football tomorrow. The Aggies head to Miami to take on the Hurricane. You can hear that game right here on your home for Aggies football, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star at 1:30. UTSA welcomes in Texas State, Texas at Alabama.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. It is a football Friday.
It sure is. We're back out at Comalander Stadium for a little high school football. What do you got, Clark and Johnson tonight?
No, sir. I've got Reagan, the number one team in the city.
Reagan.
And the Clark Cougars.
And the Clark Cougars.
Glad you listened to all the great promos.
Well, I got Clark right. And 1 out of 2 isn't bad.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day here at Comalander Stadium. There is not a cloud in the sky that I can see from here from the press box. It looks hot down there, though.
According to my phone, 102 with an excessive heat warning.
Wow. Okay.
Sounds like Frito pie weather to me.
Sure does.
Absolutely.
It's always Frito pie weather.
Reagan Clark coming up. 7 o'clock pregame kickoff at 7:30, energized by Hill Electric and Frost Bank. And I tell you what's going to be very interesting for this Reagan team. And there have been a couple of teams that you thought Reagan had that had a chance to go make a long playoff run, maybe even go into the state semifinals and play for a state championship. The Kellen Mond team, had he not left for IMG Academy, is certainly one. But this Reagan team is stacked. Cole Pryor is a junior running back. He played some last year as a sophomore. He's a stud. They've got some great defensive players, but they've got a move-in quarterback that I cannot wait to see play. This kid named Brad Jackson, he was a 3-year starter in Houston at Cy Creek. He's already committed to play at Texas State, and I think he had offers to go to a lot of other places, but G.J. Kinney and that offense is there. But if you were starting for 3 years, and he's a track guy. He was a track guy, a 3-year varsity track guy at Cy Creek down in Houston. And family moved to San Antonio, and he ended up at Reagan. I can't wait to see this kid play.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And high school football is always great. I just can't believe it's week 3 already in the high school football season.
District opener, baby.
It's unbelievable how fast it just flies by. 7:30 kickoff tonight, correct? And, of course, you'll start at 7 o'clock?
At 7 o'clock. And, when you talk about time flying by, we've been – I don't know. I feel like in our planning meetings, we've been talking about our golf tournament for a long time. We've been promoting it for a couple of weeks. It's a Friday. Maybe you're thinking about going and playing golf this weekend because the weather's going to be perfect for it. Make sure you sign up for our Fall Golf Classic, which is coming up on Monday, October 2nd. Get your foursome signed up. Easy to do. $400 for a foursome, so $100 a player. If you sign up as a single, it's $120. It all benefits the Lupus Foundation of America's Lone Star chapter. So get signed up now, sasportstar.com. Our Fall Golf Classic brought to you by the Lofts of Jesse Hernandez, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks Renewal by Anderson, and Meritage Homes. sasportstar.com. Go there and get signed up.
Going to be a lot of fun. It always is a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's
October 2nd, maybe it cools off a little bit by then.
Yeah, maybe.
We got a little cold front coming in next week.
Yeah, that's what they tell us. It's going to drop down to 95.
Hey, well, it's better than 102.
I couldn't tell the difference. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, joins us in about 10 minutes. But first, let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Is it real or is it not real? Yesterday, it was revealed late in the show, there is a new thing up at Jerry World. It's AI Jerry, where you as a fan can ask Jerry Jones a question, and AI Jerry, I guess ChatGPT or whatever, Jerry's going to talk to you. Jerry is going to literally give you an answer. It's creepy. It is creepy. Well, Jerry Jones was on 105.3 The Fan today, and they asked real Jerry about what AI Jerry might say.
I'm not sure what he can do, so I can't answer what he can't do. I can do. I'm not for sure. And I know this. I hope that all that I gave and all that he can read and see is all that he knows. Surely this AI thing hasn't gotten to where it can go in beyond anything anybody's told him or shown him.
Do you have any
I'm anxious to figure him out. He may have some stuff in there that's news to me.
Yeah, or news to a lot of people that he doesn't want to get out. That is, it's creepy. And you know what? It brings up a valid point. Your AI self, I guess you got to plug that information in, but you know, somebody could plug stuff in and really kind of screw you over.
I mean, Jerry does never I can't. Jerry doesn't do no comment, right?
No.
And you know, there's going to be some knucklehead fan that's had a couple of drinks asking Jerry about various situations that we've read about on TMZ, right? Does AI Jerry say no comment, or does he tell the story?
Well, I don't know if he knows the story.
Well, that's the problem. Do we know if it doesn't know the story?
I don't think so. I mean, right? You've got to still plug that in. I mean, I would hope so.
I mean, think about now. Jerry Jones is very comfortable doing a lot of things, right? And he puts himself out there. James, just if you could just play the beginning of that soundbite when they were bringing up AI Jerry and listen to the real laugh that sounds kind of creepy AI. Yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea or not. They roped me into it, but I mean, just listen to that laugh. There's some concern that AI thing, might tell some stories that Mrs. Jones doesn't need to know about.
Wow. You know, that's scary for all of us, right? Somebody start plugging stuff in, or does it just know and, you know, it just transforms in there? That's scary.
It's that laugh.
Yeah. So do you think Jerry wrote off on that AI Jerry reluctantly?
Jerry does all kinds of things. But I think once he saw AI Jerry and realizes what AI Jerry can do, because that's the laugh of a nervous man.
Yeah.
That's the laugh of a guy that's thinking, what did I get myself into?
Jerry Jones. For everybody on display.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Jerry, how much money is Micah going to get? hey, Jerry, what about Dak Prescott? How much is he going to get? Yeah, that's that nervous laugh. Like it's really isn't a conversation I want to have.
Man, I think that's funny, and it was as creepy as it is. That's where we're headed.
Well, I go back to conversation you and I had with Jerry out in Oxnard. Well, we asked him as a rich dude, you can go buy anything you want. And he said, that's not true. You should have seen it when I told my wife I bought the yacht. And it started with a laugh like this. Yeah, explaining to her that I bought a boat. I mean, that's what it sounds like, doesn't it?
Oh, Jerry.
Exactly. Hey, Jerry, did you see that Joe Burrow got a contract for $275 million? Yeah.
Hey,
Dak is next.
And yeah, Jerry, is Dak next?
Yeah.
That means no. Yeah.
219 guaranteed for Joe Burrow.
There's no way Dak Prescott gets $219 million guaranteed.
You didn't think he'd get 160.
There's no way he gets that.
Is there, Jerry? I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
No way that happens. Is there?
220.
No way.
Well, that's it. He's going to get a raise. I mean, that's the crazy thing is you think about stop, Jerry. That's creeping me out now. I'll do it again. When you think about, I saw Joel Corey, who does work now for CBS, longtime Cap guy. He had a tweet last night about Joe Burrow's contract and the raise. And the theory is when you are next, you're obviously going to get more than the last guy. And that is the way the system is set up. So whether you, Joe Reinagle, think that he deserves it or not, that doesn't really matter. It's all about timing. It's who's next. Now, I think you could tell, hey, Dak, you already got one of those. This is Burrow's first one. But Dak did a shorter contract after playing 2 years on the tag to be in position for this very reason. Joel Corey's tweets, and our internet's slow here for whatever reason today. So, but it was essentially most of the time the contracts go up by about 1% to 1.5%. You take Justin Herbert's contract, and then you look at the one that was signed last night. Joe Burrow's deal is 4.76% more than Justin Herbert's. The trend this year has been a nominal increase, Joel Corey tweeted, when becoming the NFL's highest paid player. It was 1.45%, 1.96%, and then 0.96%. So not even a full percent more with Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, than Justin Herbert. Burrow's deal, damn near 5% more than Justin Herbert's.
When you look at Cincinnati, though, they really haven't had a quarterback since, Boomer Esiason? I guess they had Andy Dalton for a while, and he was okay. They believe that Joe Burrow is their future, that he is their guy that can lead this team to the Super Bowl. And I've already seen a lot of predictions that people think that Cincinnati is the team out of the AFC that will get to Las Vegas in February. So having said that, look, you don't want Joe Burrow to get away. You don't. And so they paid him. They did what they had to do. They signed this thing before the season began, which was brilliant. They've already said that his calf is healed. He's ready to go for game one. So for Joe Burrow, it makes perfect sense.
Now, when you think about a Dak Prescott contract, and I'm just throwing it out there because the way Dak has done business so far in his NFL career, I would not be surprised if his number is lower than what Joe Burrow just signed for the overall total amount of the contract. But I would not be surprised if Dak follows the Kirk Cousins route and goes for a fully guaranteed contract where Cousins basically did it on a bunch of tags. Deshaun Watson got a fully guaranteed deal. My guess is Dak Prescott will try to go for that fully guaranteed contract in the NFL.
Of how much?
50, 55 a year.
Why not just leave him at 60?
Why not leave him at 60?
Why not? Leave him at 60.
Well,
Let him play.
He's at 40 now. It's the cap
That's what
hit
I'm
that's
saying.
at 60.
Okay.
I'm just telling you. It could happen. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies. Of course not. Joins us
Not
next
happening.
year. Yes, it is. On the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You want to grill this weekend. You got the NFL opener. You got college football. The weather's going to be perfect. Make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market because that great meal starts with great meat. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do this weekend. Thinking beef ribs. I did pork ribs last weekend, so probably not that. My wife suggested I do a tri-tip or a picanha so we could just basically graze all day. Either way, they've got it there for you at Tri-County Meat Market. Your beef, your chicken, your pork, your fajitas. Of course, you need a bunch of poppers as well. Maybe those Texas toothpicks. You want to do burgers? They've got those great brisket burgers. And Tri-County, you can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for 25. They always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market has what you need with the quality you expect. 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Giants at 6 p.m.
Prescott with a quarterback option. Running to the right. Spilled. Head over heels. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Prescott.
Presented by the A Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring today.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
SA Card House is the premier card house in San Antonio. You can check it all out at sacardhouse.com. Full bar, full restaurant attached, Foster's Bar and Grill. One of the best old-fashioned you're going to get. 3-4 top-level chefs. The best bread pudding that you ever have in your life. I've had just about everything on the menu. And also, for the beginner, the free roll on Monday nights, only $35. You play pretty good, guess what? You'll last a little bit longer than I do. But for my pros out there, the 6-year anniversary for SA Card House, and going on now through September 30th, they're going to do 16 hot seat drawings daily from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. and 1 ticket for every 50 hours of play or a chance to win a Dodge Ram or a 2023 Dodge Challenger SXT. That's right, over $270,000 in prizes. Check it all out for yourself at sacardhouse.com. That's SA Card House, 281 and Bitters.
Nachos! Yeah, your nachos!
Hey, I'll take some.
Great. And some Frank's Red Hot.
Oh, nah, I'm good.
Oh, you're just gonna eat these dry, plain, boring nachos with no Franks. Oh, seriously? Frank it up. Frank it up. Come on, lady. Frank it up. Frank it up. Frank it up. Yeah! Yeah, this guy finally gets it. Hey, look, we're on the Jumbotron.
It's the perfect blend of flavor and heat. Frank's Red Hot. I put that on everything.
School on! Save on!
Back to school is on, and Staples has great prices on everything you need for your best year yet. Save on headphones and laptops. Save on notebooks, pens, and all the essentials. Priced low and still in stock. And right now at Staples, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each. Plus, select notebooks are just 35 cents each. School on, save on at Staples, where school savings are always in session. Ends 9/16. In-store only, limit 30.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Somewhere on a beach in Miami area. Cold drink in his hand. Probably has an umbrella in it. The voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco, joining us here on the Blitz as he joined us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Sorry to interrupt your Friday afternoon in Miami, Andrew.
So I since you're putting this fantasy world that you're creating on radio, I'm about to tell you I'm wearing a thong on this beach. How about that? Take
well,
that,
so you have verified you are at South Beach and blending right in with everybody else.
Yeah. I'm wearing sunglasses because if I weren't, I'd probably be arrested.
Well, I guess the biggest question that everybody wants to know, is it a maroon thong?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, come on. You guys know I lived through a maroon and white glasses, so I'm going to wear maroon thong. You know that.
Well, I'm sure there's a big gig-em right in front.
And it says gag 'em on the back. See, and you would have to, and Andrew, you would have to wear a maroon thong, because if it was a white thong, knowing you, nobody would know the difference between where the fabric started and where it ended.
This is how I know Joe's been there like 12 hours.
Oh, my goodness.
Joe, you're getting punchy, man.
A little bit, Andrew, for sure. Now, you did say you were going to try and do a little sightseeing today. Were you able to do that?
Yeah, you know what? The sights I saw was a restaurant here in Miami Lakes, and I got myself a little Americano as well. That was the sights for me today, and in between, and a little walkthrough. You guys know I always go to walkthrough on Friday as well. So I've never been to this part of South Florida, though. This has really been nice, this little area in Miami Lakes.
Yeah, oh, you say that. I mean, I don't know if people realize this, but before you joined the Spurs broadcast team, you were working in South Florida. You were doing all kinds of stuff, I believe, in Miami, right?
Yeah. I was based in Orlando, and because of Sunshine Network at the time, which is now Fox Florida, I would actually run down here, and I worked some games with the Heat, and I worked some games with the Marlins at the time when they were still the Florida Marlins. So Yeah, there is some familiarity down here. That's for sure. So it's always nice. It's nice to come back, and it's always kind of cool. Like I'll be able to see some of the crew members that I had worked with in years past. They'll be on ABC's TV crew. So it's always nice to reconnect with some of those crew members that when you worked. Seemed like a couple of lifetimes ago. That's for sure.
So you went to the walkthrough today, Andrew. What the fellows look like?
You know, I really like Joe. They're all on the same page. That's the nice thing. There's not this, okay, who's supposed to be in this formation? Who's supposed to be here on this special teams coverage? Who's supposed to be here in this situation? There's no wasted time any longer. And then the one thing that I love that Jimbo Fisher does is during this, it's, hey, this is how we line up for this return or this team. And then he'll just go down the line and random and say, this person's out. Who replaces them? And you can hear that person says he's out, then the next person is saying that he's in, and that whole sideline is doing that as well. Like, that's the kind of communication that you like, that you're not wondering, okay, who's supposed to be on there? 10 guys on the field and not the 11th, or 12 on there when they're supposed to be 11. That's the kind of thing that I think that experience does and maturity does, realizing how important that is. Can you get to the line of scrimmage on offense? Gives you time or quicker before the defense can adjust. But Jimbo was really pleased about how that defense gets to the line, the right personnel. And instead of getting a glimpse of what the other team's going to run, you get a good look and you get to trust the eyes. That's where I think maturity and experience comes in. And I've told you guys before, I didn't put enough importance on that last year. And it was a lack of experience that they had where they bring that back now. And that experience also leads to the leadership to know, hey, we're not going to waste any reps. And they haven't up until now.
Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, joining us here on the Blitz. Last week, a little bit of a slow start, but ultimately a relatively easy win for Texas A&M, scoring over 50 points in Bobby Petrino's first game as the play caller. What was the biggest difference you saw in the way the plays were being called through Bobby Petrino versus what we had seen the last couple of years with Jimbo Fisher?
I think you saw a variety of formations and you saw a variety of motion. I also saw an offensive line that gave Connor Wigman that time and loved his decision making. Obviously, the receivers jump out at me, and you can see the talent that they have there. And it's not just 50-50 balls, running precise routes, and Connor being there on time with the throws. The one that I really loved back-to-back plays, Evan Stewart's second touchdown. They run the one play, and Connor's a bit late on the throw, and their safety comes over and knocks it away. And Bobby Petrino went right back to that same play because he knew that this guy couldn't cover him two plays in a row. I really like that. Can you find the mismatches and take advantage of that? But that offensive line really gave Connor Wigman that time. You know what? And it's funny. It's not that it's negative, the 5 incompletions, but he clocks the ball twice. That's 2 of your incompletions. And I like the incompletions were not going to be intercepted. They were going to be balls that only his receivers, if they were going to catch it, it was going to be the receiver and not the opponent. Those are the things you like to see, the maturity of Connor Wigman.
You know, we've talked a lot about the offense for the Aggies because of Bobby Petrino and what's going on there. But talk a little bit, Andrew, about that defense too, because, you know, they really stepped up last week. Granted, I know it was New Mexico first game, but still, they did a pretty good job against the Lobos.
Yeah, I like the depth that they have on that side of the ball, Joe, especially to that defensive line. They almost go in units, and I'm such a big fan of Elijah Robinson, who's one of the co-defensive coordinators and part of that running game. But I've told you before, I think McKinley Jackson means so much. It's why Walter Nolan can have a big game. It's why the linebackers will make those tackles. But it's not just McKinley, Walter, Fadil Diggs, and then let's say Shamar Turner. You then can come in with Shamar Stewart and LT Overton. And these guys going from freshman to sophomore is really big. And then an experience of an Albert Regis and an Isaiah Rakes. And then you get to bring in on that third unit. You get to bring in a Malik Silla, who's kind of that longer edge. He can bend that edge from the outside. Eni White can do the same thing. And then in the middle of Gabriel Brownlow-Dindy, who was hurt all last season. He gets a chance to get these snaps. And then you're fresh throughout the game, and you can do that in the fourth quarter. Look, New Mexico was going to try to play time of possession, short passes, possess that football. And the Aggies, I thought, really adjusted over the course of that first quarter. And then after a certain point, you could just see that it was that size, it was that athleticism kind of wore down a team like New Mexico. And stopping that run and then getting the pressure. The reason why Josh DeBerry gets a pick, Fadil Diggs is the one who's pressuring him into that decision. So, again, this defense, they knew that they could play against the pass last year, but they weren't good against the run. They want to make sure that they're solid on both anytime if it run. And I think Miami's going to try to run tomorrow, establish that running game to get that passing game going. They know that's something where they have to improve. I just think that front four helps that back seven so much.
Andrew Monica, the voice of the Aggies here on the Blitz, and you talk about what Miami's going to try to do tomorrow. Just such a massive step up in competition going from New Mexico to the U. The mystique, everything that goes with Miami. You're on the road. I'm sure Jimbo's going to be doing a triple bed check tonight to make sure everybody's where they need to be, including the radio guy, because it is Miami. But what are you expecting tomorrow from this football game, aside from them at Miami trying to establish that run?
Well, I really think some of the matchups are intriguing. I want to see how Miami defends these receivers, Jason, because last year, if you remember, Evan Stewart was one of those wide receivers who was suspended for the curfew violation last year. And it's very different because if you look at the receivers from last year versus the receivers this year, I don't know how you're going to defend them. Are you going to try to press? They can get past you. Are you going to try to give them a little more room? Then I think you should just stop short. We saw Evan Stewart make a catch, spin, and get extra yards. And they're good on the back end. Miami's very good on the back end. Kitchens, Williams is 6'5". He's a safety. He's got some size, and it's probably going to be a very high pick going into the NFL. And I think this D-line against Miami's O-line, which has been reconfigured a little bit, and the defensive line last year for A&M really set the tone, I think, at a lot of those moments. And the defense really tightened up. And it's something that I think they did all year, but they did it last year. If you remember, Miami kicked 3 field goals in that game. They got in the red zone. They had to kick field goals instead of getting touchdowns. And in a 17-9 game, I think that's very, very key for the Aggies. They had the 2 touchdowns, a catch, and a run by Devon Achane. So that's going to be the red zone's important. Miami last week, 4 times in the red zone, they had to kick 2 field goals against Miami of Ohio. So that's the game within the game and those situations. And then this offensive line, can they grow from last week against an improved defensive line? Leonard Taylor is one that Jimbo Fisher has talked about as a defensive tackle, can be disruptive. He would be there, McKinley Jackson, if you will. 2 transfer linebackers, very good. They play a 4-2-5, but the 2 linebackers are also very good. And those are the matchups within the game that really I find intriguing. And the ones who get the better part of that matchup, I think will have the upper hand tomorrow.
And I know, Andrew, that there's a line around the building there for Miami Hurricane folks to get their tickets, right? Because they want to go to that Georgia Tech game as well.
Joe, you just love the tweak, don't you? You just love the tweak. Yeah. Do we have to explain it's a buy one, get one for this?
Yeah, buy one, get one. Yep.
Yeah. If you like this one, we'll give you a ticket to Georgia Tech as well. Meanwhile, before we left on last night, there's already someone in a tent. There's a couple of people in a tent waiting for next week's ticket pull. They're outside Kyle Field. They want the ticket for next Saturday for ULM. That's just a little bit of a difference. You're playing in a place where
wait. That's some freshman trying to get into a fraternity who's been told what to do. Clearly, he's not out there waiting for the ULM ticket.
Yeah, the tent is out there. Absolutely, they're doing it. And just a little bit of a difference. Look, two teams were 5-7, right, last year. The one difference is one team has 93,000 season tickets that have been sold. Right, that's the nice thing. And I know what Mario Cristobal. Look, I totally get the hiring of Mario because he can walk into a recruit's living room and say, look, I played there. And that's important. They've got to get back to South Florida. They got to get back to what Jimmy Johnson did, what Howard Schnellenberger did originally, Dennis Erickson. They've kind of lost their way, and they live a little bit too much in the past. I think bringing in a Mario Cristobal where he talks about work and effort and not so much all the sizzle, but the things that made it happen. Because look, those old Miami teams, we love to watch them. It wasn't just the wide receivers. They always had a great line. They always had great defensive linemen. You know what I mean? Like they were great teams. They've gotten away from that and have lived in the past where the present hasn't measured up. And that's where I think Mario Cristobal, even though they were 5-7 last year, used the transfer portal, recruited better, and really shored up some of the flaws that they had in that team last year.
You know, in piggybacking on that, Andrew, both teams are 5-7 last year. Both teams are hoping for better this year. They're almost like twin programs. They're using this game as a measuring stick after, a solid win in the opener. Are you hearing that maybe from, not necessarily from Jimbo and those in College Station, but when you were talking to those with the Hurricanes as you prepared for the game, that this is a measuring stick game about a program? If I look in the mirror, that's us, and we're both trying to get to the same spot?
Yeah, I think so. And it's not the type of thing you don't hope to do it. You've got to put that work in to do it. One of the last things that Jimbo Fisher said to this team in the walkthrough is, you're still a 5-7 team. Until you change that narrative, you have a chance to do that. And he was very pleased with what happened last week. There's so many things that went well, but teams still grow even after wins. And I think fans kind of lose that you only make adjustments after losses. Again, it is a step up. It's a great week 2 matchup in college football. Anytime you can have these two programs go. And yeah, I think it is a measuring stick. And I'm not saying that you don't get up for the other one. Like last week's great because you're hitting somebody else. You're not hitting a teammate any longer. That's what makes week 1 so good. Week 2, hey, yeah, it is absolutely a step up in competition. It's a great matchup. And for some of the younger guys going, hey, can I trust my ability? What I did last week, you have to do that again. It's repeat. That's the big message Jimbo always gives. Can you repeat it? There are so many really gifted athletes who have done it once. The great ones repeat it week in, week out, day in, day out. That's the whole key. So you can't rest on the laurels. You can't say, we did great, and say, okay, we can take a deep breath. No, you got to work harder, and especially with a team like Miami that you're facing on Saturday and on the road. And then what's going to happen? Are you going to trust yourself when there's a little bit of adversity? Because you're always going to have adversity in any kind of game. I know I get that they were playing New Mexico last week, but New Mexico gets the touchdown, makes it 14-7. How'd the Aggies respond? 21 unanswered at the end of the half. Like Connor Wigman on the sideline said, that's all they're getting. Again, it's going to happen. How do you adjust to it? How do you adjust to big plays that happen against you? You go to the next play. How do you react to big plays that you have? You just go back to the next play. And I like that that's become kind of the identity and the maturity of this team, is their understanding that we've got to keep repeating what we do well and not be satisfied and say, okay, we did that, on to something else. No, you keep going to it until they can stop you.
The 23rd ranked Aggies take on Miami tomorrow, 1:30 with the pregame show here on your home for Aggie football. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by Ewald, Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and the Angry Elephant there at 281 and Redland Road. Andrew Monaco, get back to your drink before all that ice melts.
I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Andrew Monaco on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Coming up on the Blitz, Joe and I are going to make our NFL season predictions. Stick around at 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I want to tell you about the LaHood Norton Law Group, though, before we go, because it is a group made up of former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys that can help you be a step ahead of your legal program. Look, and I've known Nico LaHood for a long, long time. This guy is the real deal. If you've got him on your side, I guarantee he's going to fight with everything he has to make sure that you get the proper representation. Look, the LaHood Norton Law Group knows both sides of the criminal justice system. All of them can handle criminal cases, state or federal. Now, with the LaHood Norton Law Group, you're going to get honest, aggressive, trusting, expert, and fearless representation. Got nearly a century of combined experience. Look, if you need legal help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side. There is nobody better. The team at LaHood Norton Law Group is your best defense, so why not let them be your legal bodyguards? Call them for a free consultation, 210-797-7700. That's 210-797-7700. Look, the sooner you make that call after you've been accused, the better. Again, that phone number, 210-797-7700, or you can get them online at lahoodnorton.com.
Wemby, man, the hype is insane. I love the guy. I love his game. I love him playing for that coach. I love him in that community. And I think it's a great thing.
It's the Jim Rome Show, where Wemby and Rome rule. Weekdays at noon.
Hey, Jim Rome here.
Have a take, San Antonio. And certainly do not suck.
Man, I'm nervous. I wouldn't want that gig.
It's the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine what could relief from IBS-C mean for you. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. Oh, thank you. What does it say? Beware, if you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of hospitalization from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car really needs a wash.
The $20 McGuire's bundle includes Gold Class Car Wash for a showroom shine.
Get in zone. And what about my tires?
Just spray the included Hot Shine tire coating and you're all set.
Get in zone. The inside is not great.
No problem. The quick interior detailer in the bundle can help with that too.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
At the Home Depot, Saturdays are about 2 things. The one-of-a-kind wood-fired flavor of a Traeger Ironwood XL grill. And football. That's right, Desmond Howard. Get fired up for the game in just a tap with Traeger's intuitive touchscreen. Then throw on your favorites and monitor the grill from anywhere with Wi-Fi technology. So you spend less time staring at the grill, which means more time for football. Upgrade your Saturday with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on a football Friday, heading into the full slate of NFL games after one hell of an appetizer last night. Kansas City and Detroit. Detroit getting that 1-point win. On Twitter or X, he's at Joe Reinagel, at Joe Reinagel 210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix.
Going to be a great weekend of football. I just have a feeling because you look at the matchups, and there's some good ones on there, and some games that I'm besides the Cowboys Giants. Obviously, I'm anxious to see that ball game. But you got the Bears, the Packers. I think that's going to be a good game. And you've got some other ones thrown in the mix there that I think are going to be good. Cincinnati, Cleveland.
There are some interesting games straight up. There are some interesting games against the spread. We'll have our prime picks a little bit later on in the show. But one of the things that's in the talk show host manual, some of the must-dos, is before every NFL season, you have to make predictions. Now, I wrote my predictions out. They are online, so you can hammer my homerism at Jason Minix. Go read the article there at sasportstar.com. And while you're there, you could do the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge, register for a golf tournament, all kinds of stuff you can do. But when you look at this upcoming NFL season, there are some teams that, depending on who you're watching, some have a team going to the Super Bowl, and some might have that team not making the playoffs. That's why they're called predictions. So let's go with the obvious. NFC East, I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys.
No.
Shocker.
Wow,
right?
You're sticking your neck out there, Jason.
Right?
Way to go, buddy.
Woo, look at that homer arrow.
How about that?
There's another arrow coming. Here's the thing. I mean, we haven't had a repeat winner in the NFC since, I don't know, Bill Clinton was president, right? It's been since 2004 that there was a repeat winner in the NFC East.
You know what? This is going to shock you, but I'm with you. The Cowboys win the NFC East. I don't think Philly is as bad, and I mean that in a good way, the bad in a good way, as they were last year. And I think they're going to have some issues with the coordinators gone. I still think they're going to be very good, but I like Dallas to win that division.
I look at the losses Philadelphia has had versus the upgrades the Cowboys have made on both sides of the ball. Tony Pollard in the running game, Brandon Cooks at wide receiver. Maybe you're getting more out of Michael Gallup than you did a year ago. Mike McCarthy calling plays, and then that defense, adding Gilmore opposite of Diggs, and what I expect out of a Micah Parsons. I think that's the difference, and history says, not only does the NFC East not get repeat champions, but the team that loses a Super Bowl, that Super Bowl hangover thing, I think is real. Been a long time since a team that lost the Super Bowl made it back to the Super Bowl. It's only happened a couple times. The Patriots recently are one of them. Then I think you go into the early 70s with the Cowboys and the Dolphins. It just doesn't happen. That's why I'm picking Dallas, not necessarily because of, the shirt that I'm wearing right now, which is a Dallas Cowboys shirt. So we're both taking the Cowboys.
To win the NFC East.
To win the NFC East. In the NFC West, I'm taking San Francisco.
Well, I mean, the choices there are limited. Now, I think Seattle's going to be okay, but I'm going San Francisco as well.
In the NFC North, I know Detroit got a big win over Kansas City last night, and I wrote these actually this morning, but I like Minnesota in the NFC North, not Detroit.
I'm jumping on the bandwagon, man. I like the way they look. I like Dan Campbell. I'm going with the Lions.
In the weak NFC South, I was this close to taking Atlanta. This close. But I'm going with New Orleans.
Well, why were you this close and you're still going with New Orleans?
Atlanta's got to prove it.
Atlanta's going to win that division.
Right. I want to see what Desmond Ritter's able to do. I love the addition of Bijan Robinson. Are they ever going to get anything out of Kyle Pitts? but it's still Atlanta. And you talk about a Super Bowl hangover. They still haven't recovered from 28-3.
I'm taking Atlanta. They win that division.
You're taking Atlanta. So we're different on 2 of the 4 in the NFC. Over in the AFC, maybe the toughest division in football, the AFC East. I think Josh Allen healthy this year, the Bills are going to win that. All the headlines are going to Aaron Rodgers. All the headlines going to Tua. I think Josh Allen and the Bills win the AFC East.
Well, I mean, that is the pick, and you're certainly not wrong by picking that thing. But I am going to go with the Jets. I just think with Aaron Rodgers there, and a lot's going to be said in this first game between those two. The Jets and Buffalo, that's going to be a statement game, I think, for both of those teams. I like Buffalo. I like them a lot, and common sense says to take them, but I'm going to stick my neck out. I'm going to say the New York Jets.
In the AFC North, and you talk about another tough division, Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. I know Baltimore has become kind of a sexy pick there. Pittsburgh's going to be improved. I still like the Bengals.
All of those teams in that division are going to be improved. Don't sleep on Cleveland. Don't sleep on them. They've got arguably one of the best running backs in the league. Not arguably, they do in Nick Chubbs. And I think Deshaun Watson is going to play better this year as well. But I can't take them to win that thing, so I'm going with Joe Cool and Cincinnati.
In the AFC West, even though they lost last night, I'm still taking the Kansas City Chiefs.
Good. I'm taking the LA Chargers.
Jump on that bandwagon.
It's time for the Chargers to do something. They have improved on both sides of the ball. They're going to win the West.
In the weakest division in all of the NFL, maybe in all of football across the land at any level, the AFC South, Jacksonville with an easy stroll to a new hat and T-shirt.
I'm Jacksonville. Yeah.
All right. So wild cards. And again, some of this is because of who I picked to win the division, which will differ from yours. The 3 wild card teams, I have the Jets, Ravens, and Chargers as wild card teams. 2 of those you have as division winners.
Right. So I'll have Buffalo as a wild card in Kansas City, and then I've got one more. Right. We're talking AFC now.
In the AFC.
And Cleveland.
You're taking Cleveland as a playoff team.
Cleveland Browns. My sleeper team.
Browns,
write it down, Pledge.
The Browns as a playoff team.
Yes, they will get into the playoffs this year. Buffalo, KC, and Cleveland.
My NFC wild card teams: the Eagles, the Lions, and the Seahawks.
I like the Eagles. I like obviously not the Lions. I'm going to go with Minnesota from that division. I think they'll be a wild card team. You like Seattle, huh? You know what I'm going to do, and I'm just to be a little bit different in that whole thing. I think the Rams come back. I'm picking the Rams.
You're picking the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got a quarterback who doesn't know how to communicate with his teammates.
Well, he's going to be a Dallas Cowboy next year.
Oh,
so
shut up.
I'm just saying.
They're not, because my Super Bowl prediction,
oh my God,
the Cowboys over the Bengals.
So 2 number 1 seeds is basically what you're picking for the Super Bowl. That happens all the time.
I didn't say number 1 seed.
No, that's what you said.
I literally never said.
So you don't
number
think
1 seed.
The Cincinnati and Dallas will be number 1 seeds?
No, I did not say that. Those words did not come out of my mouth. They are both division winners. I did not say they were number 1 seeds.
Okay, well, I'm assuming that's what you meant. That they're number 1 seed.
So. You know what happens when you assume?
I'm just saying. Right? I think that they are. Look, I still believe Buffalo and Kansas City. All right, so I don't know how that all matches up, and I'd have to look at a chart to see.
So you didn't do your homework for this segment?
No, I've got it all right here, right in the top of my head. I didn't know you were going to write an article. I'd have written one too.
Well, we were supposed to write for the website.
Well, I'm just saying,
right?
We need to coordinate and rehearse a little bit.
We really don't. I mean, and I got it on the website, so it's out there, and I don't have to remember in January what did I actually pick. It's on the website.
In the NFC, because until Dallas proves that they can beat the boogeyman, I'm going San Francisco. They make it this year. They stay healthy. They are in there, and I'm going to have them going up against the Buffalo Bills.
So 2 number 1 seeds in your mind?
No. Buffalo, I had them as a wild card.
You had oh, that's right. The Jets. You have a wild card getting all the way there.
Well, I mean, it's not unprecedented.
So you're not thinking that Aaron Rodgers is going to go all the way to the Super Bowl?
No, I don't think so. I think they win that division, but then Buffalo steps up and takes care of business.
My picks are online at sasportstar.com. Joe's are in the cloud somewhere.
Well, Pledge
between
wrote
his
all
ears.
this down, didn't you, Pledge?
Well, he probably should. Or
I think
probably
I
did.
guarantee he did.
Yeah, he might not even be paying attention.
He may be. He's
I
eating
mean, you
somewhere.
have no idea. He probably is eating
Well,
somewhere.
I'll write an article Monday and put my picks in.
Oh, it's easy. Oh, yeah, let's watch week 1 and get our picks out there.
So what are you saying? You want me to do it now?
It's not hard.
No, it's not hard.
It's not hard.
It's
harder to find them where Ryan put it on the website than it is to actually read it on the website. You got to go all the way down to the Blitz page, and they're there at sasportstar.com. And while you're there, look at my picks. Tell me what yours are. Tell me where you think I'm wrong. Call me a homer. All of that good stuff.
You're a homer.
At Jason Minix. You can also, while you're there, get in on the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Easy to do. It's brought to you by Awesome Tickets. The grand prize at the end of the year, you pick all games all week. Whoever has the best record at the end of the year, you could win $1,000 worth of tickets to Awesome Tickets. Weekly winners are going to get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware over on Thousand Oaks at Jones Maltzberger. Pledge, can you put that one back up there? One of the comments on the YouTube Live. Joe, I'll be at the Jets versus Cities next week.
Versus Cities next, or would that be the Cowboys maybe?
I have no idea what Jesse the Kid is.
Yeah, I guess Jets, Cowboys.
Yeah, Jets, Cowboys. He's going to see if he can make AI Jerry gritty.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, it means he wants to talk to Jerry AI.
You know the dance Justin Jefferson does?
Yes, Pledge. I really knew what that meant.
The gritty.
Yes.
What the hell dance was it? What's the guy's name? For Detroit, Pledge. The wide receiver that
Amon Saint.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name?
Amon St. Brown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yes.
Yes, that guy. They wouldn't even show it on TV. Whatever dance he was doing. I think he was doing something he shouldn't have been doing on TV.
Well, that's why they didn't show it.
Exactly.
Brilliant analysis,
But they
Chris Collinsworth. You're just stating the obvious.
That guy.
Now here's a guy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Good
now here's a
Lord.
guy. Hey, look at my kid down there with his pencil mustache. What a cheese ball. My gosh.
Why does Joe Reinagel hate Chris Collinsworth? We'll dive into
And
that
his kid.
as we continue on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They do fantastic work and have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. They have the right service at the right price. And what I love about these guys, never a service charge and always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. So call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Giants at 6 p.m.
Prescott with a quarterback option, running to the right, spilled, head over heels, into the end zone, touchdown Prescott.
Presented by the A Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing.
But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Step up your lunch game at Twin Peaks with hearty combos put together for you that start at just $7.99, featuring savory soups, crisp salads, and a variety of sandwiches to satisfy your every craving. Enjoy your next lunch break with Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, has been making beer in America for 6 generations. And for nearly 200 years, we've been all about bringing the good times. By hand, by foot, by bike, by bikers, by fanny pack or jetpack, by whatever means necessary. With Yuengling Traditional Lager, good times taste even better. Yuengling, bring the goods.
Drink responsibly.
Join Smokers Paradise this Saturday at the new South Cross location for the grand opening party. Get 25% off all products. Restrictions apply. And the first 100 customers get a free gift bag. That's Saturday at the new Smokers Paradise South Cross location at 2370 East South Cross Boulevard.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. I'm going to show you my steps for making the perfect radio ad. This one's about innovation refunds and the ERC. First step, be relatable. I like pizza and puppies. 2, cold hard info. The ERC is a tax credit for eligible businesses that kept employees on payroll in 2020 and 2021. So if you qualify, Innovation Refunds Network of Independent Tax Attorneys could help you claim it. 3, go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys have released their injury report, and it's not good news. Tyler Smith, offensive lineman, hamstring problems, along with Donovan Wilson, a calf problem. Both are doubtful for Sunday night's game in New York. Tyron Smith, meanwhile, and Sam Wilson are listed as questionable. Sam Williams, that is. Williams was a full participant, though, in the walkthrough today. And Joe Burrow, he's going to play on Sunday.
Joe Reinagel.
For the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on a football Friday at a Comalander Stadium. Reagan Clark tonight is our high school game of the week, energized by Hill Electric and Frostbank.
Beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. A little hot out there, but man, what a gorgeous day here. Stadium, one of the best in town.
Absolutely. The press box facilities when it's not raining is fantastic.
No windshield wipers out there, huh? They need to add those.
Well, and it's one of the colder places in San Antonio. The press box is also a meat locker. But that's all right. I mean, we suffer in the cold while the people outside are suffering in the heat. I mean, we're with you in spirit.
You're suffering as well. So I feel bad for you. You're suffering in cold. They're suffering in heat.
You know, I even thought about bringing a long sleeve shirt tonight and forgot.
Well,
it's just not time to reach into the half zip side of the closet.
You know, it's okay to bring a jacket, though, if you're coming in here and you know it's cold.
Yeah, but
I just would hide it so nobody sees you and laughs at you.
Well, anybody that would see me in here would understand and go, damn, I should have brought a jacket too.
No, I get that. But walking in here, if you're walking in with that jacket on.
I get here at noon. There's not a soul in this place when I walk in here.
Well, I got here, gosh, I don't know, a little before that. There was still nobody here.
No, just nothing cooler than being at a stadium by yourself.
Did you have to open a door yourself down there?
No.
Not saying which one. I did because everything was closed. But
so you broke in?
Well, yeah, basically. It wasn't locked, though. I'm not going to say which one, but.
Well, the gate was wide open when I got here.
Well, I guess they thought you were the only one coming. They closed it. But luckily for me, I just had to open it up.
You know, there's a gate right down over yonders. It's always wide open.
But that's way too far. You're talking about.
So you didn't want to walk. You didn't want to walk. Is
you're
what
talking
you're saying.
About
you're lazy. You're just being lazy.
Well, yeah.
You found a gate closer to where you parked.
Dude, I've been up since 3:30 this morning. Give me a break, will you?
What do you mean you've been up since 3:30
Up since 3:30 this morning.
Well, earlier you said 3:50. So are you lying now?
Well,
you're exaggerating.
It's 3:50, give or take. You know, I mean. No, I came through the same place we came through last week.
You woke up thinking of Jerry and his creepy laugh, didn't you?
Well, no, because I hadn't heard it, but now I will. That could be a nightmare tonight. AI Jerry laughing at me in my sleep.
But that's real Jerry, not AI Jerry.
Are we sure?
Yes, because
you're sure.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He was on with the boys at the Fan, 105.3 The Fan up in Dallas, and they asked him about the AI feature. So there's a new feature there at Jerry World. So if you're going to the game next week, first home game, Cowboys Jets, I've got to figure out where this thing is. I'm going to the game. Depending on the line, but apparently fans are going to ask Jerry questions, and AI Jerry is going to answer the questions. The guys on 105.3 The Fan asked Jerry, and play the whole clip, Pledge, if he's concerned what AI Jerry might say to some of these fans, and just his creepy laugh to start has him thinking about what AI Jerry actually knows.
I'm not sure what he can do, so I can't answer what he can't do. I can do. I'm not for sure. And I know this. I hope that all that I gave and all that he can read and see is all that he knows. Surely this AI thing hasn't gotten to where it can go in beyond anything anybody's told him or shown him.
Do you have any
I'm anxious to figure him out. He may have some stuff in there that's news to me.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be news to you, but it would be news you don't want people to know, because can AI Jerry, I know obviously Jerry sat down and did a lot of things to make this thing a reality, but AI Jerry's a computer. Do you hook Google up to it? Do you just search all stories Jerry Jones? So if somebody asks, you know, one of those TMZ stories from a few years ago at Nobu, if somebody were to ask about that, will AI Jerry respond?
Well, here's the deal. Not, the heck with Jerry. He just, that goes off his back. How about Googling Jason Minix when your AI comes out, or Joe Reiniger when my AI comes out?
You have more to worry about than I do.
Well, you're probably right, but I'm sure there's a secret in there. You weren't always, boy.
Always.
Known you a long time, Minix.
Yeah.
I know better.
Didn't make the news.
Well,
it's not Googleable.
It doesn't matter.
You Google me, and like one of the first things that comes up is that I lost over 100 pounds. And people that don't know or remember when I was a big fat dude and weighing over 300 pounds or about 300 pounds, they were like, "I was you." Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw a picture. You pulled up a picture yesterday of that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different world, man. Different world for sure. On the text line, Roger texts in, "Hey, Joe, you wuss. I get up at 3:30 every day and go to sleep at 10 p.m., you crybaby."
Well, Roger, you ought to get a new job. That's my advice for you. Hey, I don't want to get up at 3:30 every day. There's a reason why, we do the afternoon show. You know what Rob Thompson admitted to me this morning? I was shocked. Couple of things. First of all, he said, "Man, if I'd have known the Blitz was going to go from 2 to 6, you'd be doing the morning show."
That ain't true.
He said it was the how did he put it? The best job in radio, talking about you and me. And that, that's it basically. That, it's the best job in radio. I couldn't believe he admitted that.
Well, you think about, especially in sports talk, afternoon drive radio.
Yeah.
Music radio, morning drive radio. And I did a morning show for 8 years. It took me about 2.5 years to recover it. You want to be in drive time. In the TV news business, it's the 10 o'clock news.
Yes.
Which is the worst for a personal life.
Yes.
But
yes,
it's
yes.
the best. That's what everybody covets. Nobody covets doing, morning news.
Well, that's gotten more popular.
Yeah, but you get up at midnight, and probably now more people watch news in the morning than they do at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I mean that's the trend.
Yeah,
for sure.
And so, being a morning anchor, doing morning traffic, weather, more people are going to see you in the mornings than probably on the 10 o'clock news now. It's crazy how that has happened, but Rob is right. And, afternoon drive radio is the best because you don't have to be there early in the morning and you get off with plenty of time to go do whatever it is you want to do. But Rob's full of himself if he thinks that I was going to do the morning show when they decided to split us up.
Well, I don't know if his comment there was I was going to sit in there with Rudy J. And he was going to stay in the afternoon with you. I mean, I have no idea, but those things happen, and well, sorry, Rob.
Yeah, although Rob started his weekend at 10:01.
Well, and we talked about that too. It's great on a Friday, but it sucks on Monday.
Yeah,
I mean, the Cowboys play Sunday night, and you're gonna have to stay up late and watch that game, and then have to get up at 3:30.
You learn how to nap. When you do a morning show,
yeah.
You learn how to nap, and you were filling in this morning for Rudy J, who, yesterday was his wife's birthday. He took the morning off, but he's still coming to do the game tonight.
Well, that's nice.
I mean, but he, you do the morning show, and if you don't get in a nap, you're working till 11 o'clock tonight. You'll be like Roger, punch drunk.
Well, exactly right. I didn't get a nap today. I had to go home.
At least you got a shower, though.
Wait, I did do that. Everybody's making fun of my hat. It was my Super Bowl hat that I had on today.
I don't think, are they making fun of it, or they're just not used to seeing you in a hat?
I think maybe that's it.
I think the reality is your hair is always perfect. That I think people thought that you should have gone hatless since you went showerless to work this morning, and people could see what you really look like before you spend an hour on your hair and the amount of spray that goes in that thing.
Actually, it doesn't take long. It's just kind of, I got the Velcro and just Velcro it on there. It's perfect. No, but hey, look, I'm not, and all apologies to Rob this morning, but I'm not going to get up at 3:30 and take a shower. I threw some shorts, a shirt on, and a hat, and I'm good to go. It's like Zombieville driving to work at that time of the morning. There's nobody out on the streets.
I was talking with Brad Mahar over at the Salvation Army today. Because I don't know if you know this, but we're a part of the celebrity bowling thing coming up on Monday. I know you knew that. But he was doing a TV hit on Channel 5 the other morning and was worried getting there or 5:15, whatever time, because of traffic. And he realized there's nobody out.
No traffic.
I mean, nobody out. He was there early.
I mean, it was like there was nothing out. And I go down, Wurzbach Parkway, which is never a lot of traffic anyway. But, man, there was nobody on there until I get to the Q. There on Perrin Vital, that Q quick trip
QT,
or whatever. Yeah, because I had to get some coffee. Let me tell you something. There are some strange folks running around that QT at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. I didn't ever put this into realization until our good buddy Chip, who owns the Roo Pub, just texted this. The life sounds like afternoon drive is the bar owner's life of radio.
Right.
A lot of truth to that.
Absolutely.
Nothing early, nothing early.
Nothing early, and I like it that way.
Roll out of bed and go to work at noon.
Well, see, that's good. I enjoy, and especially when the Cowboys are playing on Sunday night. Because that was tough, because I was hoping somebody would blow that game out last night.
So you could go to bed early?
Well, yeah.
You wouldn't have been able to go to sleep if you went to bed early last night.
So I had to
did you take some a sleep aid last night?
I did not. I had a couple of glasses of wine, hoping that would help.
Only a couple glasses or bottles?
No, just a couple of glasses.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, the good news for you is, at 3:30 you're waking up to pee, so you just had to stay up. And the better part of that is you got to talk to Mike McCarthy this morning, because Mike McCarthy,
awesome.
the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, on R&R in the morning every Friday morning, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. What did the Cowboys head coach have to say? We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Stevens Roofing. I've been talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time. Really proud to do so. It's a local company. They're family owned, and everybody that works for and with Stevens Roofing, and including the entire family, they live here. They deal with the same weather that you and I deal with every single day. And, of course, this summer, as we know, today is a perfect example, has been unbearably hot and dry. That causes damage to your roof. It really does. When that sun's pounding down day after day after day, and then that little bit of rain that we had, if you notice something, you want to hire a roofer that's got some experience, hire a roofer that's been here for a long time, and a roofer that's not going anywhere. That is Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. They're online at stevensroofing.net. They do anything, commercial projects, residential projects. They do metal roofs if you want to put a metal roof on your house. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates, they're always free. So you want to make sure that your roof is safe and secure, and you want to do that with Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. 210-785-0994. Online at stevensroofing.net. But don't forget they're saying buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Giants at 6 p.m.
Prescott with a quarterback option, running to the right, spilled, head over heels, into the end zone, touchdown Prescott.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Attention taxpayers. Ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute, because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, Here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
We're in the studio right now with Jose from the Gomez Law Firm. Online client reviews and testimonials are incredibly important. Joe Gomez Law is the leader when it comes to 5-star reviews.
We encourage people to go online and look at our reviews. There's a lot of attorneys that might not want you to do that, but we encourage you to do that because we want to make sure that you feel comfortable choosing the right attorney. And we assure you, you go to Google and look up our reviews, you're going to be satisfied. I mean, we have almost 1,000 reviews, and we're very highly rated.
If anyone from San Antonio or even anyone from Texas is looking for a trusted attorney, the Gomez Law Firm is for you.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Monday on R&R in the morning. Rudy returns, and it's a film don't lie kind of day. We're looking back at the Dallas Cowboy game. How'd it go? What do we expect next week? Longhorns, Aggies, everything that went down. Of course, we will have it on R&R in the morning. Now back to the Blitz, sitting comfortably in Comalander Stadium. Friday Night Lights, Jason Minix and Kevin Brock. Did I fall back into a time machine?
Apparently. Rudy J's actually going to come to work tonight and do the game. Not sure what Rob is thinking, but that's a byproduct of morning drive radio.
And my name's Joe Reinagle, not Kevin Brock.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I think.
You and KB could be twins.
Now, he's much more handsome than I am.
Is that a word?
He's much more handsome, not handsomer.
I mean, is this because you got up early today?
Probably.
Oh, Michael Campion, who used to be the morning show producer at Ken's 5 a gazillion years ago, texted to remind you that you actually did morning television when you first started at Ken's.
I did. I went from back then it was only KTFM and KTSA.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a gazillion radio stations in the building.
Yeah,
but yeah,
7. Yeah,
I was doing the morning show for both KTSA and KTFM, was hired by Ken's 5 to do morning and noon.
Mm-hmm. And technically, you were doing morning and noon, and you were hired because I was the program director of Ken's AM 1160, the radio station we had there. So you were doing some radio over there too.
I was doing it. I think it was afternoon drive. And I just always felt like I was talking to myself.
You were.
I was, I think.
You were. Old Fred Lozano, Cindy Cassiano, Jim Thomas, and Joe Reinagle.
That's right.
About a flashback crew of TV legends.
It was a lot of, my goodness. I wonder what Cindy's doing these days.
I don't know. And obviously Fred passed away, which was sad.
Right. But it was also a guy by the name of Don Hammond was there as well. He was the main anchor at one point in time. And then he left for Cleveland, Ohio. Don Hammond, big guy, kind of blonde hair.
I don't remember him.
Michael will remember him. I guarantee
sure he
you.
would.
Yeah.
Well, there's that other weather guy, Tony something. Tony Mann? Was that his name?
Yeah, I don't know if I ever worked with Tony directly.
Big old guy
I
who would take his hair
him.
up, literally take his hair up after the show.
He would. Oh, my goodness.
Good times.
Yes.
He's on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix. You think about the Cowboys coming up on Sunday night. And we've been talking about it. Finally here, Sunday, you get all day to get ready for Sunday night football. And somewhere along the way, I've got to figure out how to set up my new YouTube TV thing that I bought just for the out of market games.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm trying to figure out when am I going to get this done. Now, I was going through an email last night during the Chiefs game to try to remember what the login info is on how to set up the special YouTube TV. If you didn't buy YouTube TV as a regular subscription, but you just bought the NFL package, there's a whole different process. And it's funny because Mad Dog Russo, did you hear him this morning?
I did not. I was working this morning, Jason.
Oh, see, while you were working, I'm listening to Mad Dog and I'm thinking, God, he sounds so damn old. And then I realized this is going to be me this weekend.
The idea now, folks, that I am going to switch my lifestyle and my football viewing because the NFL is on YouTube TV. I'm not doing it. Okay. I'm not getting rid of my television sets. I'll read books and forget the college. I mean, there is so much college football on. I am not buying any service to get more college football games. I get 30 games on the weekend as it is. But the idea now that because they're on YouTube, I got to get a guy in here, take this service out, get another service, learn how to do it, change the remotes, get a smart. I'm not doing it. I've lasted this long without a computer. So I've never been.
Oh
hacked.
my God!
I am not going to go change my life because because the Seahawks and Rams are on YouTube TV. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to go change my life around so I can sit in my for 10 hours every Sunday and watch the games.
Well, see, and I am because I bought the package because they told me I had to. Because at my house, especially like Sunday night, Cowboys are on. So if the Cowboys and the Seahawks are playing in different time windows, we watch the Seahawks game.
Okay.
That's my wife's rule, and that's her team. So and she's allowing me to put a second TV in the living room. It's supposed to only be on Sundays, but see, this is a permanent stay. So I'm loving this, but I've got to figure out how to get this thing set up and working on Sunday now.
Well, you realize that she's allowing you to put up the other TV to watch the Seahawks,
which is fine,
even if the Cowboys are on.
No, see, that's not true.
Why?
28 years. I mean, we've got a pretty good thing going with. If Cowboys are on, she knows she's watching the Cowboys, or she can go in the bedroom and watch the Sea Chickens if she wants. But
if you're putting another TV up, what the hell are you going to be watching? You ought to let her watch the Seahawks there while you're watching the Cowboys.
That ain't happening.
Why not?
No, because the big TV, the 80-inch TV, is going to have the Cowboys game on, and then the red zone is going to be on the other. So what I'll probably do now with the Cowboys playing on Sunday night is I'll have multiple games going on both TVs. And the idea is I've got an 80-inch. I want to put two 40 inches above it. So
two now.
Well, yes.
And not one of those can have the Seahawks game on?
Well, one of them, the little small one, can have the Seahawks game on.
Joanna?
That's what's going to happen.
Put your foot down tonight. No TVs above the big one.
Why would you say that?
Well, because you're not sharing.
It's not going to. Sharing is caring. Because there will be multiple TV. Eventually, my living room is going to look like the Roo Pub. That's the goal.
And that would be awesome. And I'm happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that. I'm like Mad Dog. I sit there. Look,
what are you going to read a book?
Well, I'm not going to read a book. I don't read books anyway.
Obviously.
But look, if I'm watching a game and I can put 4 screens in one on my YouTube TV service, so I can do that.
I was at the beach this past weekend and it had YouTube, and I was doing the 4 games in one on their YouTube TV subscription because fortunately Dana left it signed in, so I was really happy about that.
That's nice of him. And so I don't know if I know I can do 2 at the same time. I can do 4, but I'm not sure if you have to have those channels or whatever.
Now you're starting to sound like Mad Dog.
See,
and all of us. Right, you hear that and you think, God, he sounds so old. But we all go through the same thing. We all get frustrated when you're having trouble logging in, or I got to change the damn password again.
Well, I just think Mad Dog is just saying, screw technology. I like where I'm at. So that's it. He's watching every game. That's what he does for a living.
Yes.
So he has to.
Well, he has to. He's just not happy about it. And I totally can relate to that.
Well, just go to the Roo Pub, Mad Dog. you're fine. You can see them all in one
Absolutely.
spot.
Exactly.
Plus, the food's delicious, and you can have a few beers.
There you go. I mean,
that sounds like the solution to everything when it comes to Sunday. Let's go to the Roux Pub. Let's just go there. Then I don't have to worry about what channel it's on or the password or anything else. I just sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I'm in.
Are you in?
I'm in.
Are you in? Are you sure you're in?
Yeah, of course.
You know, you think about the game on Sunday night after a full day, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on the Traeger. Kind of leaning beef ribs, but Joanna talked about maybe I should do a tri-tip or a picanha. But either way, it's all getting ready for week one. Now, Mike McCarthy on with Rob and Joe this morning on R&R in the morning, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, talked about preparing for the New York Giants as the play caller and the challenge that has presented.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a challenge, no question. It's I'm definitely loving it, but this week's always hard because you have so much time to prepare for the first game, and your bye week is really kind of botched up with the 53 and so forth. So I'm such a big proponent of rhythm and flow and things because I think it just really helps the team they're in their preparation, get ready each week. So those are the things I kind of focus on. But like I said, I feel really good about where we're.
And so he feels good about where they are, and they're also opening up against a team that's in the NFC East, and that always presents a different challenge.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, division foes are, those are the toughest games of the year. That's been my personal experience, and there's no question about that. But to open up on Sunday Night Football in New York, that's part of the gig here. We're gonna play in those games as many times as they can possibly put us in it. So so really the focus that I've always had, especially as a head coach, it's not who you play, it's when you play them. So because everybody can play in this league. I mean, this is the most competitive, sport that, well, it's the only one I've ever worked in. Who the hell am I to say? It's super competitive, and that's why I think it always comes back to you. It's not who you play when you play them. And shoot, everybody's undefeated and wants to win the Super Bowl this time of year.
You know what I loved about what he said is, hey, it's part of the gig. We're the Dallas Cowboys. We play in prime time more than anybody else, and that's just the way it is. You want a good matchup? New York Football Giants.
Mike McCarthy every Friday on R&R in the morning, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. It is a Friday. You have your weekend plans. None of you plan on getting arrested, but some of you will. Happens to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, and the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America, Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Every business seeks an advantage, whether it's having the best location, hiring top talent, or spotting trends before they happen. And now, the United States Postal Service can give your business a new advantage. Introducing USPS Ground Advantage. Reliable and affordable 2 to 5 day package shipping. It's the advantage you need at the price you want. Get the Ground Advantage at USPS.com/advantage. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Cookie wants to be a professional wrestler.
I'm Cookie Serratos, and I'm 11 years old.
She also wants to win all the medals. That's why Cookie and her family make every day count, squeezing out her best with Go-Go Squeeze.
Okay, Cookie, let's break for a Go-Go Squeeze.
Go-Go Squeeze Fruit on the Go pouches are a nutritious snack made from 100% fruit with no sugar added.
Go, Cookie!
Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best with Go-Go Squeeze. Not a low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of sugar and 60 to 70 calories per serving.
Everything that you'd ever seen with Miranda Lambert on it, I have my finger on the pulse of what it is. Idlewind, I've seen every article of clothing. I've spent hours and hours sending inspirations. I've sent clothes that I love and fabrics, and I'm involved in every single garment that you see. It's important to me that it is an extension of my music, and it's an extension of who I am. I always want it to stay as honest as my music. Idlewind at Boot Barn.
The NFL is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a can't-miss offer for Week 1. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. Plus, all customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day in September. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code OUTCOME and take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code OUTCOME, only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See dkng.go/football for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on a football Friday out at Comalander Stadium. Reagan Clark, our high school game of the week tonight. We get going at 7, kickoff at 7:30. High school football energized by Hill Electric and Frost Bank. Reagan now the number 1 team in the city in the Express News rankings.
Now they 2-0?
They're 2-0.
2-0. Okay.
They're 2-0, and what's impressive is they've got wins over Smithson Valley by a point and Round Rock by a touchdown. 2 very tough teams, and with Steele losing last week, they moved up and took over the number 1 spot.
Interesting. Now, I would assume Steele didn't drop much. I mean, they lost to Lake Travis, right?
Yeah, well, they had a tough one, but they did lose, and they dropped down to 2.
To 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I look at this Clark team. They were shut out in their first game and pitched a shutout in their second game.
How about that? You know, Clark is always one of those schools that they've been going through a little bit of a rough time here lately, but I think they're starting to get their stuff back together. So that's good to see. And this is the first district game, right,
Yep.
for both of these schools. So
District opener. And you look at, since Coach Geist has been there, this is his 5th season. They've improved every year with their win totals. I mean, going from 2-8 to 3-7, 5-5, and they went 6-4 last year. So this is a team that is building through the process and getting it done, showing that kind of improvement. Should be an interesting game tonight.
absolutely. It's high school football, man. It's Friday night. That's all you need to know. I mean, sometimes the game, you want to see a competitive game, but I mean, just the atmosphere, the drums.
Oh,
and
good. I'm glad that was
cheerleaders
drums.
all of that stuff, the pomp and circumstance.
There you go.
Come on. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that.
It's going to be a fun one tonight. And again, I'll update scores throughout all the games in the area throughout the broadcast tonight. You could also check scores at 210varsity.com. And then, of course, it's our first full weekend where you've got high school football, college football, and the National Football League with games that count. And it's an interesting week in college football. Last week, so many money games, and you did have an upset with Texas State, say, knocking off Baylor, Colorado, upsetting TCU. This weekend, there's still some of those, but some good matchups. And Colorado, they're getting a lot of attention for all the reasons you would expect. They've got Nebraska coming into town. Nebraska pulled a Nebraska last week, but can they pull the upset and spoil Deion Sanders' home debut?
It's Matt Rule, and I think Matt Rule's going to change that program and turn that program around. Nebraska needs to get better, and I think they hired the right coach. Are they going to get better this week against Colorado? I don't know. I tell you what, just watching what I did of that Colorado game against TCU, those Buffaloes, man, are athletic and fast.
Yeah.
And I'm just not sure that the big boys from Nebraska are going to be able to keep up.
You bring this up, or brought it up a lot earlier in the week. Matt Rule now has tape on Colorado.
Yep.
Jeff Traylor has tape on Texas State.
Yes.
So those two teams that brought in more than 50 guys, and you weren't really sure what you were going to get, now you at least have some tape. So the preparation, I don't want to say is easier, but it's easier. You have an idea of what you think Colorado is going to try to do. And also for Deion Sanders, making sure that his players stay on that even keel to a degree, because obviously he wants them fired up and ready to go, but that stadium's going to see a crowd like it hasn't seen in years, like the national championship years. The excitement level for Colorado football. And I can only imagine what the smell in the air around Boulder is going to be like on Saturday at 11 a.m.
Everybody's excited. So whether you like Deion or you don't like Deion, if you're Colorado, you love him because he has turned that program around in record time. Whether they win another game this year or not, the attention that they're getting is off the chart. Colorado hasn't gotten that kind of attention maybe ever. I mean, it's been a long time for sure.
They won national championships.
Well, sure, but I mean, my goodness, it's been a while. It's different.
While you're looking around in between the Aggie and the Longhorn game and the UTSA game, one of the games that should be a pretty interesting game is Wisconsin against Washington State. Wisconsin going up to Pullman, they're ranked in the top 20. Wazoo with a big win last week to open up the season, as they are fighting for their future, because I mean no power Washington State, right?
Right.
But with Cam Ward, former UIW quarterback, now in his second season at Washington State, playing well against the top 20 team, Washington State could make a statement. And because Cam Ward has the San Antonio ties, certainly worth a watch as you look around of what could be competitive games, because it looks like on the schedule right now that there could be a lot of ugly football games this weekend.
Well, there could be, but who knows anymore in college football.
Like Oklahoma, what they hang 73 last week. They've got SMU this week. They're not going to put 73 on SMU, but when we'll do our prime picks coming up just after 5:00, where we pick 10 games every week. There's only 2 top 25 matchups this week.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of, UNC against Appalachian State. Sorry, Aggies. Maybe that was a bad example. LSU is taking on Grambling State. Baylor, Utah could be a really interesting game, although maybe not after what we saw from Baylor last week.
Don't know how good Baylor is. Maybe they're not. Maybe they are. And Texas State just went in there and whooped them anyway.
Yeah, Penn State's taking on Delaware. Ohio State is taking on Youngstown State.
Nice.
Like I said, there could be some games that are kind of dogs. Oregon against Texas Tech. It'll be interesting because, a lot of us, I'll raise my hand, believing in what Joey McGuire was doing up there in Lubbock. And they lost to Wyoming in overtime, but they lost to Wyoming. Oregon, they played so well last week. Now, granted, they hung 80+ on Portland State. But a dude from Portland State got hit so hard by a duck that his ear was ripped off.
Oh, my gosh.
His helmet went flying and took a good portion of his ear with him. Like Evander Holyfield was even like, oh, my God, look at that. I mean, because Mike just put a little bite of his ear. That
made a little bite.
His ear was detached because it stayed inside the helmet. A duck hit him that hard.
A duck. Those ducks are brutal. They're vicious. That's good. I mean, that's why you play football. I don't want anybody to get hurt like that. I'm not advocating for that. But if it was a clean hit, I'm assuming it was, then that's kind of the chance you take.
Oh, what happened to you, man? I lost my ear in a football game.
That's
you
right.
did what?
Some duck hit me. That's a better story.
What the
How'd
duck?
you lose your ear? Some duck hit me.
Well, yeah.
It's a better story.
It is a better story. See, Jerry's laughing because he knows we're going to talk about Dak in his contract. And it's going to be a massive contract after what Joe Burrow signed yesterday. That coming up next here on the Blitz. Plus, John Machota will join us at 5:15. Football season is here. We had Detroit and Kansas City last night. This weekend, a full slate of games. You want in on the action, on the fun, make sure you go to Underdog Fantasy. Go download the app or go to the website, underdogfantasy.com. It is a fantasy game, but you can win real money, and it is legal in the state of Texas. I love playing the pick'em game where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry. And if you got 5 on there and you go 5 for 5, you could win up to 20 times your money in a single game by selecting whether you think a player is going to go higher or lower the projected stat totals. Head over to underdogfantasy.com or the app. Sign up, use promo code STAR, S-T-A-R, promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. So if you deposit $100, you're playing with $200. Again, promo code STAR, must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to underdogfantasy.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Giants at 6 p.m.
Prescott with a quarterback option, running to the right, spilled, head over heels. goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Prescott.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, eWealth Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the 10 Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Football is back, and this Sunday, San Antonio Sports Star is going live to kick off the Dallas Cowboys regular season. Join us this Sunday at the Twin Peaks Park North location starting at 3 o'clock as we pregame for the Cowboys and Giants. Sunday fun day with us. 29-degree beer, tasty snacks served up with the lovely ladies at Twin Peaks, and we've got your chance to win 3 Doors Down tickets. It's this Sunday out at the Twin Peaks Park North starting at 3 o'clock. Let the football festivities begin. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Nachos! Yeah, your nachos!
Hey, I'll take some.
Great. And some Frank's Red Hot.
Oh, nah, I'm good.
Oh, you're just gonna eat these dry, plain, boring nachos with no Franks. Oh, seriously? Frank it up. Frank it up. Come on, lady. Frank it up. Frank it up. Frank it up. Yeah! Yeah, this guy finally gets it. Hey, look, we're on the Jumbotron.
It's the perfect blend of flavor and heat. Frank's Red Hot. I put that on everything.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
This is Rudy J from R&R in the Morning. Set your alarm and wake up with us morning 6 to 10. Plenty of sports and good fun right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe. I'm Jason. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagle210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix. Make sure you go to sasportstar.com and register for our fall golf tournament coming up October 2nd. So it's right around the corner, just a couple of weeks away. $400 for your foursome. That's $100 per player. Easy
Can't
math.
beat that with a stick.
Nope. $120 if you register as a single. Don't ask me why we charge single people more.
Because we want 4 people instead of 1.
We just hope you have friends.
So we give you a discount.
We sell out every year. So, and it's always a party out there with our friends like from the Roo Pub out there. Fall Golf Classic brought to you by the Lofts of Jesse Hernandez, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, Then, of course, you have the after party out at Slackers. They always have a very entertaining hole as well.
I've heard that about them.
Why does that make you laugh?
I don't know.
Jerry, why does that make you laugh, Jerry? Come on, Jerry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've heard that. It's always a lot of fun at Slackers.
Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow signed a new contract yesterday.
He did?
He's rich. He's rich.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. You know, it's funny when you listen to Jerry and you listen to Steven, sometimes you wonder if they ever spend any time in the same room. Jerry was asked on 105.3 this morning about getting a deal done now for Dak Prescott.
Unless you'd have to cut 4 players right now to do that right now. And no, I want to use those players this year to win now.
I'm not sure exactly how I'm supposed to interpret that, how you're supposed to interpret that, but apparently you'd have to fire 4 guys to give Dak a raise.
It's all gamesmanship from Jerry Jones.
So he doesn't want to do it right now. Now, Stephen Jones.
I don't know that he wants to do it at all.
Well, see, now, again, and he doesn't want it. Now, he's always said Dak's our guy for the foreseeable future.
I know what he
Even
said.
AI Jerry says that. Now, a couple hours later, Stephen Jones was on 105.3 The Fan, and they want to get, according to Stephen, advantageous is the word about getting a Dak deal done sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing for us at this point, just looking at it, we've certainly digested it. If you wait one more year, and then, the key for us is just going to be, spreading out, how we pay that. And most of these guys have, some long-term type deals, 5+ years. And, I think if we can do that, it'll be not only advantageous for the team as a whole, but advantageous for Dak so that we can continue, to put the type of players, give him the offensive lineman he needs to protect him, give him the weapons that he needs to move the football, and certainly have a defense that can get the ball back for him, whether it's downs or just turning the ball over, which certainly our defense the last 2 years, I think first time in many years that a team's done it 2 years in a row, lead the league in takeaways. All those things are important, and no one understands that better than Dak in terms of knowing that we got to get a guy like Micah Parsons signed. I mean, obviously our eyes are glued to not only a Herbert deal and a Burrow deal, but also a Bosa deal, as we've got one of the great defensive players in the league as well. So, all those things are things that we keep our eyes on. We're always thinking about how to manage and make sure that, we can keep, while we do have some very unique, skilled players, keep those guys together.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see what happens. And I have to believe that they've been talking to Dak Prescott. I don't think that there has been no talk at all about this, although they'll like to push it back and get a team-friendly deal. But I think maybe Dak and his representation right now just aren't budging.
Well, there's no reason unless he just wants to get it done and get it behind him and leave some money on the table, which hasn't been Dak's MO since he's been in the league. Now, Jerry Jones, he knows there are some massive contracts that he is going to have to sign in the next calendar year.
Boy, do I love to have the problem or the challenge. I do love to have it. And it's great to think about what's coming for Micah, not necessarily in a contract, but just what's coming, which we must take this and help it get us to a Super Bowl. That's what it's all about. And we've had some players come through here, Tony Romo being one of them, that we should have been in the Super Bowl with, and I didn't do a good job. We didn't get there. So here's my point, is that I look at it from that standpoint. Our system, though, does require, period, that any dollar one player gets, it's a dollar another player doesn't get, because we have a limit. And so when you go hard at any position, then you have to go young or go less at other positions. That's the art of the deal.
Yeah, the art of the deal is Jerry's talking exclusively to Dak Prescott right there. Exclusively to Dak Prescott, because there will be no negotiation when it comes to Micah Parsons. They're going to pay him. CeeDee Lamb will probably get pretty much what he wants. The only negotiation going on right now is between Jerry and number 4.
And some of it might be, and I hope, how are they going to structure it to where it does become team friendly, but Dak is ultimately getting what he wants? Because a lot of these deals, that's basically how it works out. I can give you a whole lot now in a signing bonus, or I can put it in an escrow account, and it's going to be coming your way in the coming years. But ultimately, it's going to be there. And Dak Prescott is more interested in guaranteed money than not. I wouldn't be surprised if Dak is pushing for a fully guaranteed contract, even if it's a less number than what Joe Burrow has. I mean, I don't know that Dak at this point cares to say for 10 minutes he was the highest paid guy. He's looking at what's the most amount of money guaranteed in my bank account.
Well, and you got to look at Dak Prescott too. This is probably his last big deal.
Yeah.
He's 30 years old. Depending on what they do, if it's a 3, 4, 5-year deal, the Cowboys like 5-year deals. I don't think they'll do that unless,
I think the Cowboys want it 6 just to spread out the cap hit.
Yeah, well,
and then he's going to be underpaid.
Dak's not going to go for that.
And that's what happened last time. They wanted 6. Dak wanted 4. They tagged him, and they signed him to 4. Ultimately, Jerry got a 6-year window out of Dak Prescott, and Dak cashed in big time playing on the tag the first 2 years. There's ways that you can get it done. Everybody says Jerry lost that deal, and to a degree he did. But ultimately, he got Dak Prescott under contract for 6 years.
Well, and in those 6 years, Jerry expected a lot more out of his quarterback, and he didn't get it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays. Like, Jerry says things to the media that are, sometimes true, sometimes not. We heard that with Zach Martin. Well, we just don't have the money. Well, bingo. All of a sudden, the money showed up somewhere.
Well, but again, they didn't have the money to sign him to an extension, and they did not extend Zach Martin.
No, but they gave him a raise.
They guaranteed the final 2 years and gave him a little bit of a bump, but they didn't get into the area of what could be taking a dollar away from Micah Parsons.
Well, nobody's taking dollars away, not even precious
not even
quarterback.
Nope.
He's not taking money away from number 11. It's just not going to happen. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with these negotiations, because they're going to get sticky.
Because you think about Micah Parsons and what he means. Michael Irvin on Undisputed, now that he's back on TV, told a great story about something he told Jerry Jones about Micah Parsons.
When Michael was coming out in the draft, I sat there. I was doing that draft. I was broadcasting the draft. I'm on the red carpet. I'm talking. And there was this guy right here. In draft, you study kids, you study them, but everybody's coming dressed up now. We're out of uniform. I was like, who is this kid? He's like, I'm going to do you. I said, who is this kid? And I then, after I went to commercial break, I went, yo, man, I'm Michael Parsons. I'm gonna play for the Cowboys, and I'm gonna win Super Bowls. I said, this kid is crazy. This kid is crazy. You know what I mean? But we drafted him.
You did.
And I spent some time with him. Right then when we drafted him, I was back in the back. I was so happy to be here. After I spent a little time with him, I showed you the text. I sent
just showed it to me.
I sent this back in May of 21 when he got drafted.
Yep.
I said to Stephen Jones, I said, you saw the text.
I did.
I said, I knew we were going after corners, but this is our greatest blessing in disguise. In this text, I said, this kid's spirit reminds me a lot of me, and he will bring defenses and bring people together. That's what this kid is. That's what he has done. I have no doubt with what he's saying right now. Why? When I see his physical ability, I see no one has an ability to close on that quarterback. Once he comes off that block, quicker than Michael Parsons. Nobody has that ability that he has. I also told you this, Skip, the best thing I thought for him, because in the same text I said, he's such a great dude, we have to make sure we put the right people underneath him to undergird him. He made a great move by moving his mom there with him. Okay. His mom lives with him when you go over. She's the one taking care of everything. He's just a big old mama's boy. Okay. He's a mama's boy.
That's a good thing.
Until you playing quarterback.
Yes.
Until you playing quarterback and you say, that's not a mama's boy.
That's good stuff from Michael Irvin.
Well, and he's right. I mean, and we all knew this. The Cowboys got lucky as hell. They wanted a corner. Corners were scooped up right before them. They end up with Micah Parsons.
I'm just now more curious if Micah told Michael before the draft, I know I'm going to be a Cowboy.
Yeah.
Were we really targeting corners?
Absolutely.
Well, what did Micah know ahead of time? It's going to be interesting. What do we know? I don't know. Prime picks. Joe, James, me, we're making our picks for this weekend right after this Sports Center update here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Your home for the Cowboys.
Prescott all the way, runs it in for the touchdown.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys released their injury report today, and there's not good news on there. Offensive lineman Tyler Smith dealing with a hamstring problem. He is listed as doubtful. Donovan Wilson also doubtful. Tyron Smith, Sam Williams, both are questionable for Monday night's game in New York or the Meadowlands. Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow is a rich man, and he says he's going to play in Game 1 against the Browns.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On this Football Friday, we're live out of Comalander Stadium. Reagan Clark, our high school game of the week. Pregame gets going at 7, kickoff at 7:30. It's going to be a fun one. Glad to have you here on 94.1. Maybe you're listening online at sasportstar.com. And if you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate it and apologize for the scary moment that James Pledger just caused. I'm kidding. He scared the crap out of me, though, because I wasn't really paying attention to the screen, and he manipulated the screen, so now he's full screen, looking like he's auditioning for a remake of Olivia Newton-John's Let's Get Physical video.
Well, maybe he is.
Now, I saw James in the building earlier today. He had on a nice golf shirt tucked in, white belt, fancy golf shorts. He was out in the back 40, hitting golf balls off of our radio towers.
He had a white belt on?
He did.
Wow.
I wasn't supposed to say anything.
Why?
It's a spoof video on Joe Reinagel. It's a whole Saturday Night Live bit that he's working on.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Although he was actually hitting golf balls and hitting our tower, which was pissing off the engineers.
Wow. That's not hard to do, piss off our engineer.
But do you know how hard it is to hit a radio tower? It's an antenna in a field. They're huge. Can you say, honestly, you're a good golfer. Could you put a ball down and say, I'm going to hit that tower right there and hit it? And I don't know, was it 100, 150 yards away? You
probably about there.
You couldn't hit that target if you
challenge?
tried.
Is this a challenge?
Yes.
Okay.
This would be a beer bet.
You're on.
Bring your clubs on Monday.
All right.
Because we got Pledge on video.
And did he hit it?
He hit it.
He did.
Both
How many times?
Both times.
Oh, both times. So he had 2 shots.
This son of a, he's like,
it's not
here's
that
my
hard.
line. I'm gonna hit it over there and hit the pole. Watch it. I'm gonna bank it right off the pole because I don't want to lose the ball. Let it come back to me and did it.
He did it.
He did it.
Well, I bet
and he actually looked like a golfer too in his outfit. I don't know what the hell was going on, but
I'm gonna do the same thing.
All right, so it's a beer bet. You can actually hit the pole.
Of course.
All right.
So, do I have to hit it twice or just once?
Just hit once.
All right.
I know I could.
And I get 2 shots?
You get 2 shots.
Okay. You're on.
All right.
I'm not from 100 yards out. Please.
Hit a pole.
Dude, it's a radio tower.
Yeah.
With the
It's a tower.
It is.
It's huge.
Dude, I've never gone to Top Golf with you, but have you ever gone to Top Golf?
Yes.
How often do you get it right in the middle? Far out?
What, 100 yards?
Sure.
I get it in the middle quite often from 100 yards out.
Are we still talking golf?
Yeah, well, maybe. Are we still talking present time or 20 years ago?
20? 30?
Okay.
40?
No.
When were you roaming the
Not that
campus
long
at
ago.
Texas State?
Oh, jeez.
All right, so
I got better after I left there, to be honest with you.
That's nothing to brag about.
I'm just saying.
That's nothing to brag. You brag a lot about your days at Texas State.
Should have got a lot of practice there.
Well, you know,
They say you got better after you left college is not good.
It's missing the point.
Everybody gets better. You know, and then there's an age you start coming back the other way. It's just the way it works. I still. What are you looking for?
Anything but what I'm about to say. So every Friday at 5 o'clock during the football season, we're going to do a little bit where we pick 10 games. We got 5 college games, 5 NFL games. We try to pick games to where we're not picking the same winners, although sometimes that's difficult. We call it Prime Picks on the Blitz.
Prime Picks on the Blitz.
And we got some fancy music to
quite
go
the
along
production.
with it.
Wow.
Absolutely. All right. James Pledger, our producer, is a part of this, and he popped himself big up on the screen. I don't know why you changed your clothes, Pledge. You looked so much better earlier today. Let's start with the big ones. We'll go college football. Texas against Alabama.
You want me to start?
Sure.
I'll start. I'm taking Texas. I said that a couple days ago. I think Texas goes in and wins it, and they have to. They need to make a statement. Sark needs it.
I know Alabama is a 7-point favorite. We're picking these games straight up. I'm taking Texas as well. I like this Longhorn team, and while they're not in the SEC yet, they got to make all those Longhorn fans that are spending $5,000 a night at the Econo Lodge worth it. Texas is going to get this win.
Well, now I feel worse about my pick. Because I
Why?
picked Texas too, and I don't want to agree with y'all. Y'all are always wrong.
All right. Miami against A&M down in Miami. Pledge, you go first.
This Aggie team's different. Connor Wegman at quarterback, that defensive line's fire, and the way that offense looked with Bobby Petrino calling plays. Granted, against New Mexico, I think A&M has a chance to do something this year. And Danny Cannell told us Thursday morning on R&R in the morning, me and Rob Thompson, he likes them to win the SEC West.
And don't get carried away, Danny.
Danny knew he was on the home of the Texas A&M Aggies. I'm taking the Aggies as well.
I'm going to take the Aggies, too. I don't think Miami's as good as advertised.
Nebraska against Colorado.
Wow.
I'm taking Nebraska.
Whoa.
Are you really?
I am taking Nebraska.
Well, I admire that pick. And look, it's not a bad pick. Again, Nebraska has tape on Colorado. But I'm taking Colorado. I'm going with prime time.
Yeah, give me Coach Prime. That guy's got it, and his son, Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, they got it as well.
They do, and I like that team. I was just impressed with Nebraska for 3 quarters, and I'm just a fan of Matt Rule.
I am too.
I'm a fan of Matt Rule, and I just think all the hype surrounding Colorado and their home opener, the disappointment that is coming, just like you saw last night with Kansas City and Detroit. The big game, Joe Reinegel's alma mater, Southwest Texas State, traveling down I-35 after kicking the crap out of the Baylor Bears in Waco.
I've already gotten birds from everybody at Texas State, so I might as well get a few more. UTSA wins this game.
Pledge.
You know, I'm going to go with mine and Joe's alma mater, Texas State. Both teams played a Big 12 school last week. Only one of them won. And I don't think enough's being made of the transfers that Coach G.J. Kinney brought in and what he did at UIW last year. He is one hell of a coach.
You know, you think about T.J. Finley coming in from Auburn at 6'7", solid player. UTSA's pissed. They're going to bounce back. Birds up. I'm taking the Roadrunners. Ole Miss and Tulane. A top 25 matchup involving Tulane. The team actually favored to win the American Conference over UTSA.
Give me the green wave.
You're taking
I'm going to go that way right away. Give me the green wave.
I'm taking Ole Miss.
Of course you are.
What do you mean? Of course I am.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna
You
take-
and Lane Kiffin.
I'm going to take Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin too, because while Tulane is ranked and they're good, the team that beat USC last year, they lost a lot of players in that Cotton Bowl. Tajay Spears is playing in the NFL for your Tennessee Titans, Joe.
Well, that's great. Tulane wins this game.
All right, Cincinnati and Cleveland. Joe Burrow will play.
He will play.
Joe Burrow, baby.
Pledgy's got Joe Burrow. I'm taking the Cleveland Browns to win this game.
Cleveland.
Straight up. Deshaun
Cincy.
Watson is back. They've got a good defense. They've got a running game. A couple of wide receivers. They're going to win the Battle of Ohio.
Tennessee against New Orleans.
I'm taking the Tennessee Titans in this ball game. Everybody thinks New Orleans is going to be all that. I don't see it, and I like Tennessee in this game.
Yeah, I'm going to go New Orleans. Give me Derek Carr. Give me Chris Olave. Give me Cam Jordan. Give me everybody but Tennessee.
No Alvin Kamara.
They got Jamal Williams.
Yeah. Where is that game?
New Orleans.
It's in New Orleans. I'm taking New Orleans. And Pledge, you said New Orleans?
Yes, sir.
All right. One of the what could be more entertaining games, Miami against the LA Chargers. A lot of speed on that football field. The game is in LA, so I'm going to take the Chargers. Had it been in Miami, I might have gone the other way. This truly could be a pick 'em.
Well, I'm going to take the Chargers, too, and I'll tell you why. Miami, just saw a few minutes ago, lost one of their offensive linemen, their best guy. And so I'm going with the Chargers. And I think the Chargers, I already said it, I think they might be the class of the AFC.
I also am taking the Chargers. I think they're going to light up the scoreboard with that offensive weaponry and Kellen Moore calling plays.
Green Bay and Chicago, one of the oldest rivalries, if not the oldest rivalry in the NFL. No Aaron Rodgers, so you got Love, you got Fields. Who you taking?
I like Justin Fields, man. I think he's going to be a big star in this league. If they'll get something around him, I don't think it's this year, but they're improving. Give me Chicago.
I'm taking the Green Bay Packers. I can't believe I'm taking a team with yellow pants, but I am.
Wow, I am also believing in Justin Fields. You got him a DJ Moore. You surrounded him with a little bit of weapons, drafted him a Roshan Johnson. I like what the Bears have done this offseason, and I'm excited to kind of see how the NFC North plays out.
Dallas against the New York Giants.
Well, why don't you give us your pick there, Jason?
Cowboys.
Yeah, well, wow. I thought you might take the Giants.
You know, it's been a while since the Cowboys have won a home opener, right? But it's been a while since Dak Prescott has lost to the New York Giants.
I think 10 times he's won. Isn't he 10-0?
I don't know
the
about
last
10-0, but
he's owned. He has owned the New York Giants.
Yes. Who are you taking?
Wow. Yeah, this one really is
Dallas.
a toss-up.
Yeah.
I'm not taking Dallas. What did you just say, Dallas?
Are you taking the Giants?
I didn't say. I had a whole spiel.
All right, all right. Pledge, he's taking all your spiel time.
That's fine. I can make
them.
mine easy. Dallas on the road. I'm taking them.
Dallas. See,
All right.
I almost feel like I should take the Giants. Give me the Giants.
All right.
Where's your spiel? Why the Giants?
Because I think Brian Daboll is one hell of a coach. He's better than Mike McCarthy. And I think Danny Dimes, I'm buying the hype. Saquon Barkley's out to prove something. Give me the Giants. They hate Dallas.
They do hate Dallas. They do hate Dallas, and we appreciate the win. We'll talk about it coming up. John Machota from The Athletic will join us. And Joe, with that pick, I thought you were seeing things a lot clearer now, but I'm not so sure after that pick.
I see things perfectly clear. I'm not a bad, you and Pledge, the sheep falling in line there. I just wanted to be a little bit different there. So I think the Giants have a shot. Do I really think they're going to win? No.
Well,
but
you
I think
picked them.
They have a shot.
Uh-huh.
So I'll take them. I just wanted to be different.
Of course they have a shot. They're playing a game.
They have a shot. They have a chance to win. And every Cowboy fan that's out there, including yourself, who's saying, we got Ryan Eagle now. We'll see who's laughing on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hating. Hey, Bobby Reyna on our YouTube channel. Why is Joe hating? I'm not hating. Don't hate at all. In fact, I see clearly now very clearly, and I see the New York Giants pulling off the upset. And I see clearly because, well, my friends at Parkhurst New Vision had lens replacement surgery. It's been about 2 months now. Had my final adjustment just earlier this week, and boy, I tell you what, things could not have gone any better. I can read, no more readers, no more glasses, no more any of that. And it's all thanks to Parkhurst New Vision. Give them a call and check them out for yourself. 210-585-2020. You can also get them online at sanantoniolasic.com. Look, they do a variety of services. The lens replacement surgery that I have, they also do LASIK. In fact, they were voted the best LASIK in San Antonio, by the way. And they do cataract surgery, all of which are going to change the way you see the world. Look, if you're like me, you're tired of the readers, tired of the glasses, give them a call. Check them out. Ask questions. Do your due diligence. I guarantee you're going to be satisfied, just like I was. Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Giants at 6 p.m.
Prescott with a quarterback option, running to the right, spilled, head over heels, into the end zone, touchdown Prescott.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are one of the boldest, protein-packed, and low-carb snacks out there. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, you'll want to stock up on Southern Recipe small batch at your local H-E-B. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Find your flavor at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
It's football season, and the Roo Pub is kicking off their 10-year anniversary party. Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch a game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College football, pro football, the games are on at the Roo. Aggie fans, every game will be on with sound. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Celebrating 10 years, the Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Join Smokers Paradise this Saturday at the new South Cross location for the grand opening party. Get 25% off all products. Restrictions apply. And the first 100 customers get a free gift bag. That's Saturday at the new Smokers Paradise South Cross location at 2370 East South Cross Boulevard.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring today.
Show weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Ryan-Egel. I'm Jason Minix. We have finally made it to game week for the Dallas Cowboys. Sunday night football, Cowboys, Giants in New York. Let's talk about it with John Machota from The Athletic, who joins us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. John, we just made our picks in the previous segment. Ryan-Egel is picking the Giants. I am picking the Cowboys. How do you see Sunday night playing out for Dallas?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of respect for the Giants, probably not as much as I should. I was surprised the line was, I think, 3.5. I just think the Cowboys are a better team, even with the banged-up offensive line. You know, that's when I look at the Giants, the thing I keep going back to is it's like, yeah, they have Saquon Barkley, and yes, they took a big step last year winning a playoff game, but I just always wonder about their perimeter weapons because they just really haven't answered that since they let go of Odell. I think Odell is their last 1,000-yard receiver. And I know they tried to answer it a little bit this offseason with Darren Waller, but I just don't know that they have the passing attack to really put up big points. And so the only way I see the Cowboys losing this game is if they have like 3 turnovers. And that would obviously be an awful way to start like time calling plays for sure. But I just feel like the Cowboys have the Giants number. So, I mean, I've been saying I think it'll be about 28-17 Cowboys.
28-17. Okay, well, maybe a competitive game for a little while. That's for sure. John, you mentioned it. The offensive line doesn't look like Tyler Smith is going to be available, listed as doubtful, and then Tyron Smith, questionable. What do you think? Either of those guys suit up and play?
I think Tyron Smith will. I think that with Tyler, I think they'll end up being a little cautious with it just because it's a hamstring and you're just starting the season. So I think you'll end up seeing probably Chuma Edoga there. I mean, he's a guy that he's familiar with the stadium. I mean, he's played with the Jets. He's got the experience because you look at the rest of their, the guys that are on their active roster. If you don't go with Chuma Edoga there, then you're going with Bass, undrafted rookie free agent. Now that could be a good thing. Maybe you throw him to the Wolves there and it's like Terrence Steele back in 2020. And then, hey, you got your guy for the future when you move Tyler Smith out to left tackle. But I don't get the sense that they're going to do that. Not to start the season, not with this new offense. So I think Chuma Edoga will end up being your starting left guard. And yeah, of course, people are going to look at that and be like, yeah, it's not great. But I think they'll have a game plan for it. I expect this offense to look a little rusty to start the game. But ultimately, I just think across the ball, I just don't see the Giants putting up many points against this Cowboys defense. So because of that, I don't think the Cowboys offense has to be great by any means.
And that's one of the reasons why I think the Cowboys get the win is, especially early in seasons, you see defenses ahead of the offenses they're playing in. The Cowboys defense certainly should be able to take care of the Giants, although run defense, it'd be interesting to see how much improvement we see there. Now, it's interesting you talk about the guard position and what the Cowboys might do. Mike McCarthy is on our morning show every Friday during the season, and he talked this morning with the guys about calling plays for the players, not necessarily calling plays that you like. And you wonder how much, with the offensive line not being 100%, does that affect the play calling that Mike McCarthy will do on Sunday night?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. If you knew you were going to have that starting 5 that you're hoping is going to be your starting 5 all season, I think you can open up a little bit more. I think you're going to have to be a little bit more conservative, especially because you just didn't even get these guys to play together in the preseason. So that all of that combined, I don't see how they come out just doing a bunch of wild plays that, kind of leave you scratching your head. I really think that they're going to try and establish the run with Tony Pollard and kind of build off of that. And of course, if if that's not working, if the offensive line is having trouble, which, I mean, I would say that the biggest strength of the Giants is their defensive front, and that could obviously happen. And if that does, that's when, Dak's gonna have to make some plays. Maybe he has to make some plays with his feet. But I just think ultimately when you look at it, like across the ball, there's so much talent in that Cowboys offense that they don't have to do what they've done in years past. Like they don't have to put up a lot of points. They just don't turn the ball over, just be efficient and be solid. And I think that's one of the biggest things that Mike McCarthy is going to bring as the play caller.
John, when you're talking about Dak Prescott, I know Jerry and Steven both talked today. In particular, seems to, I don't want to say wobble. Maybe that's not the right word, but we all know Jerry. He can say one thing one day and something else the next. But it doesn't seem like, or maybe he's negotiating in public. Maybe that's a better way to say it. How do you read Jerry Jones in his comments today?
I think that he says a lot of things because he doesn't want to just say no comments about anything. So he puts a lot of stuff out there. I would say between everything that Jerry said today and Steven said today, I think it goes back to really they want to get these longer term deals with these guys. They never wanted Dak to sign for only 4. They wanted him to go 5-6 years. And I think that's what they're really going to try and push for on his next contract, is to try and get it to be at least a 5-year deal so that they can spread that hit out. And then they're able to re-sign, Micah Parsons, and obviously CeeDee Lamb's another big money guy. But those are things that they'll have to work out. They'll have to figure it out. I mean, there's, I look over at like San Francisco's roster. It's loaded. They're paying a lot of guys, and they haven't even paid a franchise quarterback yet. So I think that the Cowboys are in a situation that they're in a spot where it's a good problem to have. Now the front office has to figure out how to keep these guys, and at least they have the talent there that you trust, that you think that is what you want to keep building around. And because of that, I just don't see them letting any one of those 3 guys go. I think they ultimately will figure out a way to get Dak signed, CD signed, and of course Micah is there's no chance he's going anywhere. So they have that all in their mind. They know it's not going to be cheap, but that's the price of doing business when you draft good players.
John Machota from The Athletic here on the Blitz, and you think about paying all those guys. You've been around this team for a long time. All 3 of us have. Most people listening have been paying attention to the Cowboys for a long time. I don't remember a time where you heard so many different players talking Super Bowl before game 1. Is there a different attitude about this Cowboys team? I see it, and I think it all starts with Micah Parsons, and that's kind of spreading throughout the building. Am I, as an outsider looking in, you're in the building every day, am I reading it that way?
No question. I would completely agree with everything you just said right there, because the one that really stands out to me is when Mike McCarthy on Wednesday unveiled their team theme for this season about seizing everything, and called Carpe Omnia in a Latin phrase. The sign that they have outside of the team room, I mean, yeah, it says Carpe Omnia real big, but that's not the thing that stands out to me. The thing that stands out to me is that this big thing has a huge logo of this year's Super Bowl in Las Vegas. It's got 5 picture frames surrounding one empty frame, and those 5 picture frames are all the other Cowboys Super Bowl winning teams. There's a picture up in the upper left-hand corner where it's current players in a huddle, and above them, they're holding up the Lombardi Trophy. I've never seen them be that bought in. And obviously that's always been the goal, but it's just very clear with this group, and no one's really shy about talking about it. And so I know that there's plenty of people nationally that'll just roll their eyes at it because it's been 27 years. But from being inside and being around that, it is the most that I've seen them really embrace the whole, we're trying to get to Las Vegas in February, and if we don't, then this season was a disappointment.
John, what would you say is the difference then? I mean, Mike McCarthy's been around a while. Is it the players doing this on their own? Is it McCarthy approaching this in a different way? What's the difference?
McCarthy's a big part of it, but then it's also when you have a veteran quarterback like Dak Prescott. I mean, he's the most tenured quarterback in the NFL. And then you add a freak piece to the defense like Micah Parsons, that's arguably the best defensive player in the game. I mean, I don't understand how you don't look around and go, if not now, when? I mean, so, and then the fact of just how the rest of the NFC looks, I mean, it's all very, it's there. I mean, they're not the favorites to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC, but they're not far off. And they're not far behind Philadelphia and San Francisco. So, obviously they're going to have some good fortune in terms of injuries and staying healthy and things like that. But when you look at this roster from top to bottom, I mean, yeah, the offensive line depth is an issue, but I feel like every roster has some issues in different places. So I really think that they just all look around and go, with all this talent in this room, if we don't put it together right now and go after this goal right now, what are we even doing here? Like, there's no more. This is no rebuild project. Let's go get it.
And get it done.
Get it done.
John Machota from The Athletic. John, I feel like I know you pretty well, but I don't. How old are you, man?
41.
41. Was last night's Lions win over Kansas City the biggest win for Detroit in your lifetime?
No, I would say it's like the 91 playoff win over the Cowboys at the Silverdome. That's their only playoff win going back to the 50s. So yeah, so I was only 10 years old at the time, but yeah, that's the biggest one for sure.
Are you buying the hype, John?
Yeah, to a certain extent, yeah, for sure. There is a part of, the saying always in Michigan is always same old Lions, because you just always expect something, to go wrong in that. But I will say, from watching the team all my life, their last two games are not the same old Lions. The way they ended the season last year, going up to Green Bay, and then the way that they won that game last night, honestly, I wouldn't even care if Chad Henne was their starting quarterback for Kansas City. It's just the fact that the way that game was going, that's a typical game that the Lions blow. And the fact that they were able to pull it out with Patrick Mahomes obviously on the field, the best player by far in the game. And then obviously, talking to friends and stuff like that, their interest in the team is like through the roof, because Detroit's a great sports town. Just the Lions have never really given them much to cheer for. So, they have a diehard fan base, but it doesn't matter how diehard you are. If you're not winning anything, it's hard for people to all buy in, but obviously they are right now.
John Machota, lifelong Lion fan. I know you enjoyed last night. Enjoy this weekend in New York with the Cowboys and the Giants. Make sure you subscribe to The Athletic and follow John on Twitter at John Machota. John, always appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Take it easy, guys.
John Machota joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. They are online at buyersbarricades.com. Now, Joe and I pledge we made our picks for this weekend earlier in the hour. We call it Prime Picks. But we're also going to pick our NFL division winners in. Who's going to the Super Bowl? Who are the NFL playoff teams? That next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps made, Sam has over 12,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. If you need t-shirts screen printed, Sam can get you taken care of. Uniforms, he has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands: North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. No order too big, no order too small. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's R&R in the morning.
On R&R in the morning, Rudy returns. The Dallas Cowboys Giant game. We'll have all the recap, all the stats, all that you need to know in preparation for a long week of football. Aggies and Longhorns, how they do. Top 25 action front to back. And the basketball world never goes away. What happened to Team USA? No gold medal to be had this year. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember two things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each place their trust in me to do everything it takes to attain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of microscopic germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, helping flush out all the nasty things that make you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Cindy, a verified Navage user who writes, I've had such awful nasal congestion for the last couple of years. I bought Navage and OMG, I can breathe again. I love this thing. Goodbye, neti pot. Hello, Navage. End quote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car really needs a wash.
The $20 McGuire's bundle includes Gold Class Car Wash for a showroom shine.
Get in zone.
And what about my tires?
Just spray the included Hot Shine tire coating and you're all set.
Get in zone.
The inside is not great.
No problem. The quick interior detailer in the bundle can help with that too.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-497-9090. That's 800-497-9090. 800-497-9090.
Liberty Mutual presents How to Be the Life of the Party.
Okay, first turn the music off. Then ask for everyone's attention. Now, tell them that you customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Boom! Now everyone knows you're not just a pretty face. You have some brains inside that face that know how to save hundreds on home insurance. Woo!
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
Where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On a football Friday, we're at Comalander Stadium. Reagan hosting Clark tonight in our high school game of the week that's energized by Hill Electric and Frostbank. Should be a fun one.
Ought to be a great game. You get to see Reagan firsthand, and they've got some weapons.
You know, I look at Reagan, and Clark is a team that has steadily gotten better over the last several years. And they've got some players on that Clark team. Reagan has a team this year, and I know we've said it before, that has a chance to do something special.
Yep.
I love the running back, Cole Pryor. They've got some great kids on the defensive side. When I think about guys that we've seen for, I don't know, feels like forever. You know, Bailey Fletcher's already committed. He's going to Rice. They've got a kid named Jet Thompson. Jet Thompson.
Love that.
I mean, your name is Jet Thompson. You're built to play linebacker somewhere, and he does.
Well, you could play anything. That's a great quarterback name. You could be a wide receiver. Jet Thompson.
You know, they got Jeter Battles, who's a hell of a wide receiver, but I want to see this kid named Brad Jackson play. He's a move-in quarterback for the Reagan Rattlers. Now, he's already committed to Texas State, but he's had offers to much bigger programs. He's just bought into what G.J. Kinney is selling up there in San Marcos. But he moves to San Antonio after being a 3-year starter down in Houston. He was at Side Creek, and he's also a track star. And looking at his numbers over the first couple of games, he has completed 77% of his passes over the first 2 games, and he's also added 122 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
77%.
That's
23 of 30.
That's pretty good.
And he's played Smith Valley and Round Rock.
Yeah.
2 tough teams. That is why Reagan is the number 1 team in the area. So I'm interested to see him. I've never seen him before. And then you look at a kid like Caleb Capriccio was their quarterback who lost his job to the move-in. And Caleb's still very much involved in the offense as a wide receiver. And there are some packages they have where he still throws the ball.
Oh,
so
nice.
It could be very interesting to see. But this Reagan team, I thought they were a loaded team that could have a chance to go win state when Kellen Mund was their quarterback. You go back to when Trevor Knight was a quarterback.
Yeah,
you thought they had a chance. I mean, Ty Summers was a linebacker playing quarterback when he was here, which is why he's now a linebacker in the NFL. But hell of an athlete. And they've had some great running backs. But this Reagan team does look like a team that could make a run. And it's surprising when you think about the success, the regular season success that Reagan has had since they opened in the early 2000s or right at 2000, somewhere in that range, that they've never even made it to the state semifinals.
I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Every time you think they've got a team. Like Johnson has made it to the state semifinals, and they're a newer school.
Brandeis.
It's surprising that they haven't made it past. And maybe this is the year because they got a squad. That's for sure.
I hope so. Look, love high school football, and you get this. It's the first district game for both of these schools, and I think that's always important, and that's when the the rivalry teeth come out, right? Because it's district. It means more than the last 2 games, so it ought to be a good game out here. And again, boy, you got a hell of a stadium to call a game in
here at Comalander Stadium. Let's see, what time is it? 5:45. I'm give or take an hour away from a Frito pie. That has me excited.
How about that? Nice.
That Frito pie last week that I had.
It looked good. Wasn't so good?
Well, I don't even say it looked good. I mean, it wasn't in mid-season form.
Okay.
I mean, it was an early season Frito pie. That was, you know what I mean?
What was the chili was a little runny or what?
Well, the chili was fine. It was the gop of cheese. It wasn't evenly spread out.
What cheese?
And the gop of cheese. They just big old gop of cheese, as opposed to using like shredded cheese like they've done in the past. They use like for your nachos, they just use that same cheese.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean?
So you didn't like that?
Well, I mean, it was just there's some bites that were just way too cheesy. You know what I mean?
Well, that fits perfectly for you.
I am a Frito pie connoisseur.
Uh-huh.
And it's hard for me. Like, so you go to a baseball game, you got to get a hot dog.
Uh-huh.
If I'm at a football game, I don't give a damn if it's 102. You got to get a Frito pie.
Sure.
Right? I love it. Like at Smoky Mo's Barbecue, they have a great Frito pie.
Yep.
We were eating there the other day, and you were
Uh-huh.
like, "You're getting a Frito pie?" I mean, but they got that brisket on there. I mean, their Frito pie at Smoky Mo's is fantastic.
Yeah, no, that looked good. Hey, I'm a big fan of Frito pies. I liked it when they put it, just open the bag of Fritos, dump the chili and stuff
Exactly.
in there. That's
Although you get more Fritos when they get a little.
Yeah, but something about right out of the bag.
Well, I'm with you there, but it's also a chance that's going to end up on your shirt as well. So,
there's a chance that's going to happen in a boat.
not really.
Of course it is.
Well, I mean, it depends on who you are. With you, yes.
I mean, you get it on that little spoon and you're trying to lean over and they go,
well, and at least they give you a spoon and not a spork.
yeah, but yeah.
I mean,
Who invented this sport?
I don't know. It is literally one of the greatest inventions, but
spork.
But it hasn't changed in 50 years, and it needs to.
Well, they need to make the little teeth longer on a spork.
Well, I was thinking the spoon part of the bowl needs to be a little bit longer.
No, well,
you could do the spoon part.
Well, you could do both, but I just think you really can't stab anything with that thing.
Well,
so it kind of defeats the purpose.
It's really not designed to stab anything. If you're eating something that needs to be stabbed, you probably shouldn't use a spork. Or
well, then what's the point of a spork? That's what you have prongs for. You got to stab things.
But it depends on what you're stabbing. I mean, you're not gonna get a ribeye and use a spork.
Well, no, unless you had to. But I mean,
at that point, you're going with your fingers.
I need more meat between my buns. I'm not opposed to that with a nice T-bone. Just pick that baby up and go to town. I've always liked my meat big. If it's got a bone in it, then you just pick that thing up and eat it.
My friend Lisa just sent me a text. It's new parents making those Frito pies. Give them time to improve.
Yeah,
It's the
Jason.
beginning of the season. And then she said, Godspeed and the poop emoji. See, my belly can handle the Frito pie. I'm not worried about that. My friend Rudy over at Artesia Springs Water says, step away from the pie, chubby.
You know, I like that guy more every week.
Dude, feeling the love.
Now I want to go get a T-bone steak somewhere so I can just pick it up and eat it. Dip it in a little A1 sauce.
With your spork?
They got to fix that spork, sincerely. Because, I mean, the whole point of that
When
is
was the last time you actually used a spork?
Yeah, it's probably been a while. Have they improved them?
No.
Well, that's what I mean.
It's the same thing.
The prongs need to be longer.
Reinagel, there's jokes there, right?
Yes, there is. But they do.
Are we going to make our picks before we run out of our show?
And then the bowl needs to be bigger. Yes, so we can do that.
We don't have pick music, do we?
Pick music.
Do we have any picking music?
You know,
I did what I was supposed to do. We made our picks, and they're available at sasportstar.com because it is in the talk show host handbook that before the beginning of an NFL season, you have to make predictions. It's a requirement. It's in the laws. It's the 10 commandments of being a talk show. So, and we're also supposed to write for the website, so you guys will go to sasportstar.com and read what we write and make fun of us for what we write. I at least did that part. Joe, I hope you remember what your picks were.
Well, I hope so. You want to You do it?
See,
or-
what Ryan Eagle's doing here, this is another trick in the talk show host handbook. If you do something that, say, in the 3 o'clock hour, you could say something completely different in the 5 o'clock hour. At some point, you're going to be able to say you were right, pull the tape, and you were right.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'd say, hey, Pledge, pull that 5 o'clock tape, not the 3 o'clock tape.
All right, in the NFC East, I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys.
Me too.
Go ahead. Oh, what?
Dallas Cowboys. Are we talking about division winners?
Yes.
Division winners. I picked Dallas.
Wow.
Dude, I did that earlier. That's the same
Wow.
pick.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Pick of music is
nice,
there.
nice.
Look, you can call me a homer or what. I love this Cowboys defense. They have a chance to be historically great.
Big word.
Philadelphia played in the Super Bowl last year and lost. They also lost a lot of players on their defense and 2 coordinators. It's been since 2004 since there has been a repeat division winner in the NFC East, and the Super Bowl hangover is real. That is the reason I'm taking the Cowboys.
They do have the better quarterback, though.
Yes, they did last year.
Okay.
They did last year. We'll see
Wow.
about this year.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Jalen Hurts first year, you wouldn't have said that.
No.
Last year, Jalen Hurts had a hell of a season.
Well, he's improving while Dak's going the other way.
Dak was improving and has kind of leveled off. The interceptions last year, yeah, you could say that.
The injuries are hurting
the
Dak.
yards last year and everything else. I don't know. In the NFC West, I like the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm with you there.
In the NFC North, I am taking the Minnesota Vikings.
I bought in. I'm going Detroit Lions.
In the NFC South, I was this close to taking Atlanta. I just can't. New Orleans Saints.
I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons.
Over in the AFC, might be the toughest division. I know Aaron Rodgers gets all the attention right now. I like a healthy Josh Allen and the Bills in the AFC East.
Give me the Jets, Jets.
In the NFC North.
AFC North.
AFC North. How'd you know I wasn't going to do NFC North again to see if you were paying attention?
Right, exactly. I'm here. I'm here.
I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals.
Wow. I'm going with the Bengals as well.
Kansas City wins the West.
I like the Chargers.
The AFC South will be an easy stroll to a hat and T-shirt for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I have to agree with that.
My wild card teams in the AFC, the Jets, the Ravens, the Chargers.
Jets, Ravens, and Chargers. We're talking about the AFC?
Yeah, that'd be the wild card, obviously.
I'm going Buff. Hello.
Please don't go in the Buff.
Buff?
And you don't want to go
Hello.
to Buffalo in the Buff in December.
I'm going the Cleveland Browns.
What?
Yes, you heard me. And I'm going to go the LA Rams.
Well, the Rams don't play in the AFC.
They're up there. I already penciled them in over there. I was thinking about the Rams really quickly. Kansas City Chiefs.
In the you didn't pick the Chiefs to win their division?
No.
Okay.
I had the Chargers to win that
Very
division.
different than the time we did this in the 3 o'clock hour.
No, it's not.
In
Pledge,
the
back me up here.
NFC, I'm taking the Eagles, Lions, and the Seattle Seahawks as the wild card team.
I've got the I already picked the Rams tonight. Rams, Lions, Eagles.
In the
Bam.
Super Bowl, why not? Call me a homer. Give me crap on Twitter at Jason Minix. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Cincinnati Bengals.
Until the Cowboys can get past the boogeyman, I'm taking San Francisco, and they will play. What did I say earlier? Cincinnati?
Oh, no, I wasn't paying attention.
Pledge.
That's why you write it down.
Cincinnati.
Sure. Okay. All right. We are a serious talk show, people.
Not really.
7 o'clock, we'll have the pregame for our high school game of the week, energized by Hill Electric and Frost Bank. The Reagan Rattlers, that's creepy, and the Clark Cougars. Between 6 and 7, you get an hour of James Pledger.
James Pledger.
Stupid to still call it extra innings with Pledger, but we do. Extra innings with Pledger instead of the Pledger Power Hour is next here on the Blitz on 94.1
Blitz.
San Antonio Sports Star. See you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Go Cowboys. Oh, but first, let me tell you about my at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck. If you're shopping for a new vehicle this weekend, go see my friends over there at Ancira because you're going to get the very best in customer service. They have the vehicles you want with the options and features that you're looking for. They'll give you great value on your trade-in, and that customer service is one of the reasons why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And you know Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Giants at 6 p.m.
Prescott